Today, I am going to show you how to create a support ticket system inside of HighLevel. HighLevel is the only thing that we're going to use today to do this. And I'm super excited to show you this because this is something that people have asked for many, many times. And it took quite some figuring out to get. So I want to show you this basic support form. Of course, you can ask whatever questions that you want to, but this is my live support form for my members. So to really show you how this works, let's go ahead and I'm just going to pretend I am Jane Doe and I am going to submit a support ticket. Okay, so I'm going to enter in my info there. I'm going to go ahead and use an email address. And just so you guys, if you haven't ever seen me test things before, when you're testing your system, if you choose a Gmail address, the system will recognize it as a different email, but you want to make sure that you're receiving the emails. Okay. So what I do is I use a real email address here that I just have for testing. And then before it's actually Vision Marketing and Design plus or Vision Marketing and Design at gmail.com. But if you put that plus sign and then some other type of variable there, it will allow you, it'll basically tell the system it's a different email. Okay. So this is a great way of testing so you can ensure that you are adding different contacts and it is, you're actually receiving the emails. So here where it says, please explain in detail the issue you're having, I'm just going to put test one because when I see where that is filled out, I want to see that test one is where the explanation is. And then, of course, provide a video showing the experience. So I'm just going to put Loom, but I'm going to do Loom 1. Okay. And you'll understand why in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and submit the support request. And you can see I'm routing to another page there, but you can see inside of my account now, let's go ahead and refresh. You'll see I've been playing around here. Jane Doe has submitted a lot of tickets today. So let's refresh that and let it load. I do want to say hello to Anthony and Rick and Ray and Manolo. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so you can see now we have Jane Doe ticket has been created. And if I click on here, you'll see the opportunity card shows up. We have Jane Doe there. We also have, oops, let's refresh again. I don't know if I clicked on the right one. Did I use 70 or a different one? Now I don't remember. I love that. Okay. So let's click on here. Now open up this card. All right, 71. Now, the simple way of doing this, I don't know why that didn't show up, you guys. I just tested this so many times. Let's do I maybe because I'm not incognito. That's another thing, I always preach be incognito. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. All right. So let's do Jane Doe. And we're going to choose a Jane Doe email address that I'm actually going to remember. Actually, let's just do 100 just to make sure. I'm going to copy this. And then we're going to do test one. And then we're going to add the link here and it's going to be Loom 1. All right. And let's submit the request. And we get routed to our thank you page there. Let's go back here and look at our opportunities. Refresh here. Okay, so let's go ahead and click here. And this is still that old one. I don't know why Jane Doe is not coming through. Let me move this over to the side because I am in my account here. And let me see where my contact. Okay, here's Jane Doe 100. All right. So here you'll see we have our contact created, and then we also have here the Loom 1 video, and then we have test one, and then we have a support ticket here. Okay. Now, let's say that we are Jane Doe. Let's go ahead and move that back in. Let's say that we're Jane Doe and we have another support request. Okay, so this is kind of where it gets a little bit tricky, and I want to make sure to show you how all of that works. Okay, so let's open up another incognito window. Let's go back here. It was Jane Doe 100. I remembered. So we have Jane Doe, and let's paste that in there. Oops. It's with division and plus 100. And we're going to say test 2. And then we have a Loom link. Let's do test 2 and submit request. Then I'm going to close this out. Okay. So now you'll see that we're sending emails, right? So we have this 633 ticket, and then we have 634 ticket. We're responding. You'll also see in the account now, the support info has been updated, and so has the opportunity pipeline. Okay. So let's break all this down, because that is a lot of information. Okay. So, you'll see here we have now Loom 2 and support ticket 1 video, support ticket 2 video, and then the issue 1 and 2. Okay. So you can see how all of that is broken down. All right. So, just before we move on, if I'm using HighLevel, if you're not a HighLevel member yet, or if you are interested in joining our program, you can choose one of the options at myvisionagency.com. You can also join our free community there. Okay. So the very first thing that we need to do when we're creating this pipeline or this support ticket system is we need to create a custom value. Now, this custom value is going to be the support ticket number. Okay, so let's go ahead and just click in here and edit this so you can see what it looks like. So all we're doing is literally just creating, it's going to be called support ticket, and we're just going to add any random number in here. Okay, you can put anything that you want to, but what it's going to do is it's going to update every single time we have a new support ticket, and then it's going to create a new one. Okay, so the next time someone submits a support ticket, this number will change to 454631. Okay. So that is the custom value that we need to create. All right. Now, let me show you the simple way of doing this so that you understand really how it works without adding all the extra in there. Okay. So we have a form here, and in that form is just like this form here, where we're going to ask the questions that we want to ask them when they're submitting a support ticket. Okay. So that's the trigger of our automation here for this one. And you'll see I've chosen a test form here for support. Now, the first step of this is going to be the math operation. Okay, so if you click that little plus sign there, you'll see you can search for math, and then you'll pull that up and you'll be able to select the fields that you want. Okay, so this one is the field support ticket number 1, and then we have add, and then you'll see this custom value here. Okay, this custom value can be added to just, let me actually show you this one. Okay, I think I wanted to break that down. Let me go back here. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm all over the place because I wanted to break that down to show you basically the math operation, but I changed this because I've been building this and actually using this in my own business. So let me just explain to you the basic workflow and how this works. So we need a field. Okay, so we're adding where we're doing the math operation, we're adding that custom value. Okay, you can just paste that in there. And then we want to update that custom field with the value. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do another math operation in the same field, and we're going to add 1, and then that's going to update that. Okay, so that's what we're doing to add a number to our existing custom value. Then what we're going to do is add another step here, and this step is going to be to update the custom value with whatever value was that last support ticket. Okay, and then we want to update the opportunity pipeline. All right, so if I have totally lost you guys, I'm so sorry. Let's break it down here. I want to show you what the actual workflow for 2 tickets, okay? Because the 1 ticket's great, but what happens if you don't add the next step for the 2 tickets is if they submit a ticket 1 time, then it's going to just update the fields, and it's not going to add the fields. Okay. Now, tomorrow, I'm really going to break this down and walk you through step by step, but I wanted to give you a good overview so that you advanced users can just go ahead. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay. Now, when you're creating this workflow here, I just want to walk you through the steps. Again, they're submitting the support form. Okay. Now, I have an if else conditional logic. And that's this question that I'm asking the workflow is, do they have an open ticket? If the answer is yes, this support ticket field is going to be greater than 0. Okay. So if that is true for this person, they're going to go through this workflow here. And I'll talk about that in just a second. If that's not true, then this is the first support ticket that they have submitted. So I'm going to add a math operation, and this is going to be for the selected field for support ticket 1. And we're going to add that value for the custom value. Okay, this custom value here. We're going to add that there and then update the field. The next step is another math operation. And here we're going to add 1 to that number. Okay. Now, when we do that, we need to then update the custom value. So this is basically the same workflow that I just showed you with the 1 ticket, but we do have these extra steps because we're asking the if else conditional, we're asking that question. Okay. So now we need to update that. Now, we really have only created the ticket at this point. All right. Now we need to update the contact fields that we have. Now, in this scenario, we do need to create custom fields. And you can see we're going to go through all of these tomorrow. But you can see the different custom fields that you need to create. And there are some that will update the opportunity and some that will update the contact area. So I want to really go in detail with all of that. If I did that today, this would be a super long video. And I don't really want to overwhelm you with all of this information. Okay. So we have the update the contact fields, and you can see we have support ticket number 1 video. What we're doing here is we're pulling in the field data from this form. Okay. And we're telling the system, okay, we've gathered this information for this contact. Now we want to do something with it. All right. And we need to place it in a new field, because if we don't, then the next ticket is going to override that data. Okay. So now we're saying, okay, the information that we gathered from this question, this is the answer to the question, the information that we gathered from that, now we want you to put that answer in this field. Okay, so that's what we're doing when we're updating contact fields. All right, now we have another one as well that we want to update, and this one is going to be the support ticket issue number 1. So again, to get this, like you can see, kind of see what it looks like, provide the link to the video. So what I want to do is I want to go to my custom values. I'm going to go to contacts. I'm going to go down here to custom fields, because remember, that's what we're working with, that they filled out a form which contains fields. So now we want to go to the field that had that answer, and we want to put that answer in that box. Okay. So the answer, or the question that was asked, is the video URL for support. Okay. So let's go to the actual question where it says, okay, please provide the link. Okay, so I want to choose, this is the question that was on that field that we filled out on the form. And so what we want to do is just click here. And then when you click there, it adds that data to this box. Okay, so now whatever they answered there is going to be now moved to this field. Okay, and then it's not going to go anywhere. All right, so even if they immediately fill out that form again, they're going to go through here and they're going to go to this workflow where it will have support ticket number 2 video and support issue ticket number 2 that we will fill out. Okay, so hopefully I'm not losing you guys, and you'll understand. If you're totally lost, don't worry about it, because when I go into great detail with this the next couple days, you'll definitely get how all these moving parts work together. Okay, so we have we're updating the fields in that contact. That way the answers are safe and they're not moving anywhere. Okay, so the next step here is we have our support pipeline. Okay, and remember we talked about if you go to opportunities and pipelines, they're super easy to create. Let's go to pipelines here. You can see I have a support pipeline, and there are just 4 stages, right? So they submit the support request, it's in progress, waiting for customer response, or completed. Okay. Now, what's cool about this is we can update this. There's so many things that we can do based on every single stage. And that's why I say this is pretty advanced. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys. And that's why I wanted to break this down into a few days so that you're not super overwhelmed with all the info. So we have our opportunity pipeline, and that's what we're updating here. Okay. So the opportunity name on the card, what we want is to, let's go back to opportunities here. On the card, you'll see, let's click here. We want the ticket there. Actually, you can see it right here. We want that ticket right there because we need it to be easily seen so that when we're looking for the ticket, or maybe they've contacted us and said, hey, I submitted a ticket and it's this number, it's easy to see. You can also, of course, search in the search box there. Okay. Going back here. So we can add the opportunity name. And again, this is just a custom value that we're pulling in here. And then this is also a custom value. So you can see the text here is just going to say whatever their name is. And then it's going to be followed by ticket and the pound sign. And then it's going to have their contact support ticket. Okay. Now here in the opportunity source, you don't have to put this there, but it's another place where you can see here's the ticket number. We don't really need to worry about for support, the lead value and all of that, but you can also see here how you can add additional fields to the opportunity. And this is if you want that opportunity field to be filled out with the data that you gathered from up here. Okay, so let me explain that again in case I totally lost you. All right. We're going to basically do the same thing that we're doing up here where we are updating the custom fields, except here we're actually going to update the fields inside of the opportunity. Okay. So, and we want to pull in not the data from up there. We want to pull in the data from the updated field. When I said, hey, we're updating this because we don't want this information to move anywhere. We're going to update it with the information from this step. Okay. So we're taking the info from this step, no matter what it is, and then we're updating it here into the opportunity card. Okay. So we have the video URL and we have the support issue number 1. Okay. So these are the answers to the update that we made up here. Okay. And then we can allow duplicate opportunities because they may have 2 different tickets. All right. Now, if they have 3 tickets, I'm wondering what you're doing as an agency. Why do they have so many tickets? Of course, you can build this out as much as you want to, but I think most agencies would be fine, or most businesses even would be fine with just 2. But every business is different. You would just duplicate this process to add in the stages. Okay. Now, the next thing, of course, is we want to send an email to the person who responded to us or who submitted the ticket. And the subject line of the email, just like any other business, when you submit a support ticket, we can add here support ticket number, and then we're going to add the contact support ticket, that custom value, the new number that's created just for that person. Okay. And then we're going to say, hey there, and we're using a custom value again. Thank you for submitting a request for support. We will respond typically within 24 hours if you need support, da, 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 da. Okay. So that is the workflow if they do not have an open ticket. Now, if they have an open ticket, and going back to our conditional logic here, if they have an open ticket, then the answer is yes, meaning the support ticket number 1 field is greater than 0. Okay. So it's going to now, in this scenario, we're going to go down this branch. Okay. So then the very first step is the same as this one, except you'll notice the field is support ticket number 2. Then we're going to add the value, the custom value, no matter what it is, right? Because remember, in this step, the custom value is being updated every time we're adding 1. Okay. And then we're going to, again, update the support ticket number 2 field. All right. Now, the same here, support ticket number 2 field. And this time we're going to add 1 because no matter what, no matter how they come through, it's looking for that custom value, that support ticket, and then it's going to add 1. Okay. So even if they came through here and it was a certain number, and then they came through here again, it's going to be updated, right? So we're going to add one to that, and that is going to be the new support ticket number two that is in that field. Okay. And then, of course, again, just like here, we want to update that custom value that has our support ticket numbers so that the next person who comes through here, it will update and be one more than what it was the last time. Okay. And then here we have update the contact field. So we're updating support ticket number two video with the info, just like we did over here, with the info from the form up here. Okay. So when they submitted that, it's going to go into this field that we're creating. And this is so, again, so that it's not every time they fill out the form that it's being overridden. Okay. Because if we didn't do this, they would fill out the form and then they would come back and fill out another form. And then the link where the answer was and the description uh, where those answers were would not, they would be overridden. So you would never be able to tell what ticket number one was or what the data was because it no longer would be there. That's why we need to move it to a new field. Okay. And then here we're going to update the opportunity. Okay. So again, we're going to add the support. We're going to add the support ticket, except this time we're going to do support ticket number two because they're coming through this, which means they already have one. So we want to make sure that we're using the correct custom value here. And then we have support ticket number two for the opportunity source. And again, that's not required, just something I like. And then again, we're updating these fields here with the relevant data so that it doesn't go anywhere. Even if they do submit another ticket, it's not going to override the data that we already have there. Okay. And then again, what we want to do is we want to send an email. And again, this number is going to be support ticket number two. And then we're going to say all the same things. Okay. Now, every time you do that, you will see new cards show up in your opportunity pipeline that you can just move over to different stages. And of course, this movement can trigger different automations. Like, for example, let's say that Jane Doe, I'm working on this support ticket and I want my team members to know that I'm working on it. You can even assign team members to your support tickets and all of that. But if I wanted to, every time I move this card to in progress, if I wanted to send a email or a text message even and tell Jane Doe, hey, we've started working on your support ticket. We'll be in contact shortly if we have any questions. I could trigger that email to send just by moving that card. So I hope you guys are really, you're really going to be excited when you see how we break all of this down and you see all of the options available. That's why I didn't want to just go throw all of this at you all at one time. I'm going to break it down, hopefully, and then I will provide the snapshot to you if you are a member of our team. Okay, of course, not today. When we're done building it, like always, every time I get done building something that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to show you how to build it, and then I'm going to provide it for you. Okay, so thank you all so much for joining me. And if you want to join our program, you can go to myvisionagency.com. If you already have a HighLevel account or you want to join HighLevel, you can click here to join our program. And if you would like to join as a client and get access to our HighLevel dashboard, you can do that there as well. And like I said, you can join the free community up here. So thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Hey all, Bridget Bartlett here. Today is actually part 3 of our training series on how to create a help desk using support tickets within HighLevel. We're not using anything other than HighLevel to do this. So the basic premise that we're doing here is we just want to create a form. Okay, this form can be a standalone form you add to maybe your chat widget, or it could be a form that you add to a website page, or you can even embed it into a membership area, wherever you want to put this form. This is going to be the beginning of the process of our customer submitting a support request. So we've created the form yesterday. We also created the appropriate fields yesterday. And on Tuesday, I actually gave you an overview of everything. So if you missed any of that, you could go to my YouTube channel, just search Bridget Bartlett. If you go to the playlist, you'll be able to see really specific training. And this one here is support ticketing system for HighLevel. Okay, so this is actually the third video in the series. So if you missed it, you may be a little bit lost. Okay, now yesterday we were working on the workflow. Like I said, we created all the custom fields and the custom value that we need, and we built out the system for when they submit the very first support ticket. Okay. Now, this could be just a standalone process. We could call this done, but what's going to happen when someone completes another support ticket while this one is still open? Okay. So just to recap here, we have them submitting the form, okay, and the form is called support, and then we're going through an if-else conditional logic, and we're basically asking the system, do they have an open ticket? If the answer is yes, how are we going to tell the system that the answer would be yes? We need to choose like a criteria that it's going to base that yes answer on. So what we've done is we created that custom field here, and we're saying if support ticket number one field is greater than 0, which it would be if we had a ticket number in there, right? So we're saying if it's greater than 0, then we are going to say yes, they do have a ticket open. And so that's going to be the yes branch. And then of course we have a no branch. So if they do have a number greater than 0, that would be no, right? If they don't, that would be yes. So you can see here, if the answer is no, meaning they do not have a support ticket open, then what we're going to do is we're going to add a math operation. We're going to do ticket, the field that we created, ticket support number one, and we're going to update that, adding the custom value we created yesterday. So if you guys are lost, definitely go back. You can still join the training today and all of that, but definitely go back if you missed any of the other training, because this will completely make so much more sense to you. Okay. So, the support ticket number one, basically we're updating that by adding the custom value that we have that has our ticket numbers. Okay. Now, also keep in mind, if you are a member of our program, on Friday, I'm going to give you the snapshot that we're creating, like I always do. And we're going to load this, we're going to test it, we're going to do all those things that you need to do on Friday. We're going to do that together because I want to be available in case you have questions. Okay. So we are going to do support ticket number one, and what we're doing is we're adding that number that we already had into the field, and then we're adding 1 to it. Okay, and then when we add 1 to it, what we want to do is update this value here. So we created a new value for support ticket number one, and so once we pull in the custom value we have, and then we add 1 to it, that's creating this new number here, and we're going to update the custom value with the new number. That's our ticket number. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to update the fields, and we're pulling in the fields from our form that we created yesterday, remember? And we are adding this data from the form into these fields. Okay. So now we're pulling it in. And the reason that we're doing that is because if we did not do that, if we didn't create new fields for that data, it would just keep overriding those fields every time the form is submitted with new data. And obviously, if this is a support ticket, we don't want that to happen when they submit ticket number 2. We want to make sure that we still keep that data. So as soon as it comes in, we're going to immediately move it to a safe place so that it won't get overridden the next time. Okay. So we're doing that there for ticket number 1. And then, of course, we have the pipeline that we're going to update with the ticket number. That's going to create that card in our opportunity pipeline so that it's really easy for us to see and move people through the support requests. And then, of course, we're going to send a email to our customer, and we're going to say, hey, thank you. Here's your ticket number. We're going to, work on this as soon as possible. And then we also built in a step to notify you, the team member or the admin of the account, when a new ticket is generated with all of the relevant information from that ticket. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to actually build out day 2. Okay. So let me pull up Sorry, let me pull up my other window here. Okay, so we have day 2. I actually need a cheat sheet here because there's so many steps. All right, so the very first step is just like this here. We are going to do the math operation, but we need to do this for ticket number 2. Now, here's a real easy little hack, okay? Most of this is going to be the same. We just need to update the fields in it. So what I'm going to do is just click here to copy, and then when I click copy, you'll see copy this single action or copy all from here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to copy all. Okay. So now you'll see we have an exact duplicate in this workflow. Okay. Super easy. Gotta love that. Now we just need to swap everything from ticket number 1 to ticket number 2. So everywhere it says ticket 1, we're going to swap with ticket 2. So we have support ticket number 1 field. So what we need to do is go to the fields, and now we're going to choose ticket 2. Same thing here. We're going to choose ticket 2, and let's go ahead and save. Okay. Now here we have create support ticket number 1. We're going to change this to 2, and we're going to change support ticket number here to 2, and we're going to change this to ticket 2 and save. And let's go ahead and save that too, because we've done a lot of work. And we're going to do update custom value. And again, we're going to update this to the 2, but we need to change this because you see it says 2. We need to change the one that says support ticket 2. All right. So let's go to our custom values, go to contacts, scroll down to custom fields, and then now we just need support ticket number 2. Okay. Support ticket number 2. There we go. Now let's save that action. Let's go here now. It says support ticket number 1 details. We're going to change the label here so that it says 2. And then again, we want to choose support ticket number 1 and then support ticket number 2, and then this custom value. Now you can pull in these custom values, and I'll show you the kind of the harder way here. Okay. So we're going to choose ticket number 1 video. Let's scroll down and find ticket number 2 video here. And you can see when you select that, that disappears. So let's go ahead and get that back. So we're going to go to the contact. And remember, we're going to use that universal one because this is the data that comes in from the field. We haven't yet mapped it. Okay. This is us mapping the data from the form into that field so that it doesn't get overridden. Just like the one that we did for support ticket 1, we're doing this for 2. Okay, so this is the support video URL. So we're just going to choose that there. Now, I told you a little hack here. What I do when I'm duplicating this is just copy this because you know it's going to disappear. So if you copy it, you don't have to dig around for it again. So I'm just going to choose support ticket number or support issue ticket number 2. So let's scroll down here until we see support issue ticket number 2. And then now we can just paste that in there and save. Let's go ahead and save up here as well. And then now we are down here to the support pipeline. Okay. So here again, we just want to make sure that we are choosing the 2 version. So this is going to be the support ticket number 2. So let's delete that and let's go here to contact, edit fields, support ticket number 2. Support ticket number 2. There we go. And then we could add the opportunity. We don't really need to. All of this is good. And we're going to click save. Okay. Now, confirm request. We have here, again, we have support ticket number 1. We want to change that to support ticket number 2. So let's go back here. Let's go to contact. Let's go to the fields. And we need support ticket number 2. Okay. And then, of course, we have just a default email down here saying, thank you, we received your ticket. And now down here, we can choose the notify admin. And again, we want to do support ticket number 1, but just a little hack here. Let's just copy this here. Copy. Let's take this back here and let's just override. There we go. And then now we see support ticket here again. And now we see contact support issue and contact support URL. Okay, so it's just going to pull in that data. Now here at this point, since it's in the same automation, technically you could just use those universal ones, but it's definitely better since we've already kind of copied that data. Let's go ahead and do the absolute correct thing, which would be custom fields. And then we want to add ticket to issue. Okay, so ticket issue number 2, and then we would do video URL. Go up here, Let's do support issue. So it's ticket to video. All right. So we're going to add that there. Okay. And save. And of course, we can publish. All right. Now, you'll see in here that when we go up to the pipeline, you'll see down here, we don't have any fields. Okay. Now, there's a reason for that. And let's just go and let's grab our form because I want to show you the difference. Okay. So I'm going to take this form here that we created yesterday. Oops. Yeah. And let's go ahead and grab the link. I'm going to open that form up there. And oops, did I close out my window? Yes, I did. Give me just a second. Let me pull that back up. I didn't mean to close that out, and I just closed out my whole window there. My apologies. I really do. While I'm pulling this up, I really do hope that when I do these like goofy things live, I hope that you guys are like, you know what? Bridget's been doing this for so long and she still does some of the goofiest stuff. So that gives me confidence that even when I'm live and I do something silly, it's all going to be okay. All right, let's see. I need the training account. Sorry. All right, so we are here. And this account, let me bring this back. Okay, now we're good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and you'll see this form here. All right, now I want to show you what the opportunities look like before, or actually, let's go ahead because we don't even have any context. Let's just do a test here. So we're going to do Jane Doe and let's add an email address. And I tell you guys, I always like to use an actual Gmail email address and then just do the +1 or whatever you want to do just to differentiate the emails. So I'm just going to copy that so I remember because oftentimes I do forget. Please explain in detail the issue that you're having. So this is our generic support issue field that we created. So I'm just going to say test one. And then let's say share the video URL. Let's just say this one is test1.com. All right. And let's go ahead and submit a support request. Okay. So you'll see there's our default message there. And if we go now into the opportunities pipeline, let's refresh. So there's our ticket. And if we click on the ticket, you can see that we do have in the opportunity name, we have our ticket there, but you'll see right away we don't have the information from the ticket. And it would definitely be nice to have that information. So what we want to do, you can click here and you can go into the customer's profile and then you'll see it there in the support folder that we created. Remember when we created the fields, okay? But that's a little bit inconvenient. So I'm going to show you a super cool way of adding it just right there in the opportunity card, okay? So to do that, we need to go into the settings again, and we're going to go to custom fields, and let me move my little cheat sheet so I can make sure that I'm telling you guys all the right things to do. All right. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to folders, and you'll see that we did create that support folder already. And you'll see up here, we're in the contacts. So we talked yesterday about the difference between contacts and opportunities. Yesterday, all the fields that we created were contact fields. Today, we're going to create opportunity fields. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to opportunity. And we already have a folder here called opportunity details. So let's go ahead and add another folder. And this one is going to be support. And we're going to change this to opportunity and save. Okay, so now we've created a folder within our opportunities. So let's go ahead and click here and you'll see we have no fields. So what we want to do is we want to create the opportunity fields that we want to appear. Okay, so basically the same process we did yesterday is we're going to go add a field and we're going to choose text, next, and we're going to name this field. Oops, wrong thing. Let me copy this again. We're going to name this field support ticket number 1. Okay. So let's do support ticket number 1. And now the reason, just in case you're totally lost right now, the reason that we're doing this is because these opportunity fields are the fields that are going to show up on the opportunity card. Okay. That's why we chose opportunity, because if we chose contact, they would show up in the contact area. But these are fields that we want to include in our opportunities section. That's why we're choosing our own folder that we created where we're grouping them together like we did in the contact area. And then we are now calling it support ticket number one. So basically, what we're going to do is all of that data that we move in the contact area to support ticket number one, we also want to update the opportunity area with the data from support ticket number one. Okay. So that's why we're creating this field here. And you'll understand more once we get this created. You'll see how it all works together. Now, the next thing, just like our universal placeholder fields that we created in the contact area from yesterday, we're going to also create another single line text here. And this is going to be the support URL. Okay. So basically same as before, except this is the opportunity. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then now we have support issue. All right. So let's go ahead and add that there. And this time we're going to do large text because it's probably more info there. We're going to say support issue and opportunity and support and save. So now that we've added that, if we go back to our opportunities pipeline here, you'll see when we look at this card here, now we have this folder here that says support. And when they submit those tickets, we want that data to go here. Now, we haven't yet built this into our system yet. Okay. We've only added the fields. Now we need to go back to our automations and we need to tell the automations what to do when it receives that info. So let's go back into our support workflow here and we're going to go to our opportunity pipeline. We can start with the first one here. And the way that we're going to add these fields or move this data or copy this data, whatever, however it helps you to think about it, is we need to add a field here. So we added the fields or we created the fields in that area that we were just in. Now we need to add the fields to this step in the workflow. So when we click here, you'll see those 3 fields that we just created. Okay, so let's do support ticket number 1. So how are we going to get the data from support ticket number 1? Okay, we're going to choose a custom value. We're going to go to contacts. We're going to scroll down to custom fields, and we're going to get support ticket number 1. Okay, so when it created the support ticket and updated that field here in the previous steps, that's what gives it the data in this field here. So now we're going to move that or copy that so that it also shows up in the opportunity area. Okay, so now we're going to choose support issue. Okay, we're going to click there. And now this is going to be ticket 1 support issue. Okay, so let's scroll down here to custom fields, and then we have support issue ticket number 1. Okay, so that's the data for that. Now we have the video. Okay, because we want all this data easily accessible. So support issue or support URL, we're going to go to ticket number 1 support video. Okay, so support video. Here we go. Support ticket 1 video. All right. So now we've mapped out all of that data there. We're going to go ahead and save. Let's save again, just so fluke things don't make us lose track of what we did. All right. So we're going to do that now. The same thing for the ticket number 2. Okay. So let's scroll down here. We're going to add a field. And we're going to add those same fields, but we're going to put ticket number 2 data in. So I'm going to choose support ticket number. I shouldn't have added number 1 actually to that. Sorry, it should be support ticket instead of ticket number 1. I'm sorry. When I created the field, actually, I don't want to mess you guys up. Let's go back here and I'll show you here. Let's go back to the fields because if you do the same thing I did, you probably want to know how to fix it. So it was an opportunity. So let's go back here. Let's go to support. And you'll see here I added ticket number 1. I want to edit that now because I just meant to do ticket number. I should have trusted my copying and pasting, but I didn't. Okay, so now it says ticket number. Let's go back into our automations. Let's click here. Of course, let's make sure that ticket number 1 didn't disappear or do anything kooky, because we changed it. Okay, so now it says ticket number. All right, all is good in the world. Now let's save. And let's go ahead and do 2 now. All right, so we have ticket number. That's our field. And then now let's grab the ticket number from our custom fields. So this is going to be ticket number 2. support ticket number 2. Now we have the next field here, which is going to be support issue. So we can do the custom value. Let's scroll down and it is going to be ticket 2 issue, support issue ticket 2. Okay. And then now this one's going to be the support URL for the video. And now we're going to do contact, custom fields. And this one's going to be ticket 2 video. Okay, so let's look for ticket 2, support ticket 2 video. All right, and let's go ahead and save again. All right, so let's test this again and let's see. We're going to do 2 different tests with the same email because we want to pretend that we are Jane Doe and Jane Doe is submitting 2 support tickets. Jane Doe is not happy today. She's having all kinds of support issues. All right, so we're going to copy this so that I don't forget. And let's go ahead and do test 1 again. And let's do test1.com again and support or submit support. And let's just immediately come back over here and do Jane Doe. And let's do the same email. And then we're going to say test 2 this time. And then we're going to do test2.com. All right, and submit support request. Now let's go back into the account and let's go to our opportunities pipeline. And now you'll see we have a couple more tickets here. Let's refresh. And when we look at the actual card, we'll be able to see that data that's built into the folder that we created for support. So now you'll see that we have 3 tickets. You'll see they're all different numbers here. And if I click on this one now, it opens up the card. And if we go to support, now we have support ticket number, and then we have the test 2 information, and then test 2 issue. So when they submitted the ticket, of course, it wouldn't say test 2. It would just look like a new ticket. But I just wanted you to see the difference between the first test and the second test. Okay, so we have the second ticket, and that's what the information will be here. And then if we click on the first ticket and we go to support, then you'll see that has its own ticket number, the support URL for the video, and then the issue from that specific support ticket. Okay. Now, how do you start with all of this? Okay. Now, tomorrow I'm going to give you guys the snapshot that we just built. Okay. All you're going to need to do is go into the settings. Once you import this into your account, and we're going to walk through that together. All you need to do to make this work is you're going to go to the ticket here where it says support ticket. Let me segregate this here. So when it says support ticket, you're just going to come in here once you import the snapshot and you're going to add whatever number that you want to start your tickets at. And that's all you need to do. Okay. Now, the next thing that you just need to be aware of, right, is how are you going to get people into your support system? Well, there are multiple ways, and this is just an average form, right? So we can grab the link to the form, and that's what it looks like there. So you can say, yeah, submit a support request. Obviously, that's not ideal because it's not very pretty. We could take this and embed this into any random website that we want to use. We could also build a page inside of our website or funnel, and we could add, so let's go ahead and say support and create. And now we can just add a step. Let's just say home and create funnel. And of course, you could add this into an existing page. We're just going to create from blank. And then what you're going to do is just pull this form in. Okay, so let's just quickly build out some sections here. We can even duplicate this. And then let's say here we want to add a row. And then here we want to add an element. And then we're just going to choose that form. Okay, so this can be added into an existing page inside of your website, or you can, like I said, just share the link. Okay, there's the form. And then we are going to choose support. And then, of course, you would save, connect a domain, design it however you want to. That's it, right? And then now, every time someone needs to submit a support request, all they need to do is add that data into the form, and then it will trigger and start sending those notifications to you that we built in. Okay. Super, super cool, you guys. I'm really, really excited about this. And I love that I can provide these resources to you so that you don't have to spend all the time and frustration that I spend when I'm trying to figure things out myself. Okay. Also, I certainly don't want you to be spending lots of money signing up for all these random tools and then trying to figure out how you're going to get them to integrate. Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. Today is actually part two of our help desk ticket support system inside of High Level series that we started yesterday. If you missed any of this training, definitely go back to my YouTube channel. You can just search Bridget Bartlett. And if you go to the playlist tab, you'll see that I have a separate playlist just for this training. Yesterday, we kind of did an overview of the ticket system and how it works. And today, what I want to do is I just created a blank account and we're going to build this together. Now, of course, you could just follow the training and build this yourself. But even though I'm going to give our members the copy of this snapshot, this system that we're building, it is really important to understand how it works because then you'll be able to incorporate some of these different features and strategies into your own automation. Okay. So I don't want to just build systems for people to import. I want to help you really understand the power that you have at your fingertips within High Level. Okay. So to get started here, let's go into the custom values. Okay, so this is the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to go into the settings here, and we're going to go to custom values. Now, this system is designed to take whatever custom value that you decide. Let me refresh here. Whatever custom value you decide to put in this number system that we're going to create, if that's going to be the starting point of our tickets. Okay, so you may want to use like 0001. You may want to use 469, whatever you want it to be. Okay, so we're going to call this ticket number, or let's say a support ticket. Okay. And then we can add the value here. Like I said, it can be anything that you want your tickets to start at. I am just going to choose this number here because, if our first person they submit a support ticket and it says your ticket is 00001 or it's one, it just kind of looks weird. So I'm just going to put this number in here. And you could create a folder in the custom values. This is the only custom value that we're going to create. Okay, so I'm going to click here and I don't really need to add a folder because, like I said, this is the only one for the support that we need. Okay, so we've created our custom value here. Now, what we need to do is we need to create all of the custom fields. Okay, so stay with me here. The very first thing I want to do when I'm creating the custom fields is I want to create a folder. You can see that we have the 3 different folders here already, and I want to create a custom folder just for support. And the reason that I want to do that is because inside of the profile, you'll see these folders, and I want to make sure that all of the support information is all grouped together in one place. So I'm going to go ahead and add a folder, and we're going to call this support. And I'm going to have this be the contact section. Now, tomorrow, we're going to talk about the opportunity section. We're going to create some custom fields for the opportunities specifically. But I want you to just stay with me here and just follow along and don't get overwhelmed by all the different things. I'm really going to break this down for you so that you understand all the moving parts. Okay. So we're just going to say, the field or the folder name is support, and we're going to select a contact. Okay, so save. Now, inside the folder, now we can start building our fields that we need in this system. Okay, so fields can be used inside of forms. If you missed any of this training, by the way, I do have a whole series that we just completed a couple weeks or maybe even last week of all the high level tools. I really go in depth giving you an overview of where everything is and how it all works together. You can definitely check out that playlist there. Okay, so let's start creating these fields here, and let me pull up my little cheat sheet here that I created because there are many fields and I want to make sure that I don't miss any, even though, like I said, for my lucky members, you guys are getting all of this in the snapshot. So when you get this snapshot built, or if you are building this along with me, you will have the ability to just import this. And then you'll go to the custom values and then you'll just edit that with whatever number you want. And then you're good to go. Like that's how easy it is when you build a system like this on HighLevel. Okay. So the first field that I need to create, I'm going to do a single line text field, and I'm going to click next. And the reason I'm doing that is it's going to be the support URL. That's the field that we're creating. We're going to put this field in a form, and they're going to fill out the form and then add that support URL. Okay. Now we're just calling it support URL here. Just a little helpful tip, because we can change it on the form, but this, when we add it here, is in the system. And so that shorter description is much cleaner and better. We also, because we chose contact, it's defaulting to contact here. And this is the correct group. And the reason it chose that group is because we created the folder and then we started building inside the folder. So now these defaults are going to be the same for us, which makes it really fast when we start adding all of these fields. Okay. So I'm going to say save now. And you'll see what I mean here. When we're creating this custom value, it's going to use the data that we put in here to name it. So it'll say, for example, contact, because this is a contact field, not an opportunity. And then it's dot, and then whatever we typed in here. So if you typed in, please add the URL of the video to describe your support problem, then that would be the really long. Trust me, this is on my main account. I have it like that, which is why when I built this for you guys, I was like, hey, I want to make that easier for them. So we're going to add the support URL, and that is going to be on our field, okay? On the form, rather, that we're creating. Now we need another one here, and this is going to be a single line text as well. And this one is going to be the support issue, because also on that form, not only are we asking for like a Loom video, we also are asking to describe what the issue is, because sometimes people won't have videos. And it's also nice to know, when they're giving us the video, what is the actual problem like written out. Okay. So we're going to call this one support issue. It's contact in the support group. And now we're going to save. Now, this next one here is going to be for our ticket. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go here to add another field. And this one is going to be a number. And that's because we want to manipulate the value in this field. And that's why we're choosing a number field here. Okay, if we didn't want to, we would just choose a normal like text placeholder. But what we're going to do is we're going to choose a number field here for support ticket number 1. Same thing, contact in the correct group. So we're going to save. Now, of course, when we add support ticket number 1, we need to add another field. And this one is going to be support issue for the ticket. Okay. Now, this one, because it's an issue, and the difference between single line and multi-line is a single line field is just simply like a short sentence or a link or, a few words or something, right? But if you have like a comment box, or you have like an area in your field where they're going to add lots of information, you want to choose multi-line. That way, when they finish the first line, it will just go to the next one and the next one and the next one. Okay. So we're going to choose multi-line for this one, and we're going to call it support issue ticket number 1. Okay. Now we're also, again, contact, support group, and save. Now, the next one is going to be support ticket number 1 video. So I'm going to go here, add a field. We're going to add the single line text there, and we're going to name this. All right. Now you can notice, again, contact support. You'll notice that these are just kind of generic, okay? They're not specific to a ticket number, and these are what is going to be the most recent input, okay? Now, this is really important when you have multiple support tickets. We have to have something to put on the form, and then when we build our automations, we're going to move this data to these fields. Okay. And you'll understand when we get to that point. Okay. But that's why we need kind of a universal one for the form. And then we need the fields inside of the account to be updated to these specific fields. Okay. So now let's do basically that same process, but we're going to do this for the second support ticket. So if they have one open ticket and then they submit another ticket, we need to have somewhere for that error for that to move. Okay. So what we're going to do is here we're going to choose a number because this is going to be for the actual ticket number. And we're going to say support ticket number 2. Again, contact, support, and save. All right. Now this one is going to be a large text field. So we're going to go up here, do multi-line, next. We're going to call this support issue ticket number 2. And you can see when I'm naming these things, I'm being very purposeful when I'm doing that. Okay. So contact, support. Now, I just want you to notice everything starts with support. And that's because when you go digging around for your fields, it is so much easier if they all start with the same word because you can just type in support in the search box and then you'll see all of the relevant tags or fields that you're looking for. Okay. So we're saying, and then also, for example, support ticket number 1 video, I really want that to be the same as support ticket number 2 video, right? I want to be congruent with what I'm naming things. All right. So let's go ahead and create that. Now we're going to go ahead and add a single line text here. And this one is going to be support ticket number 2 video, contact support, and save. Okay. So now we've created all of the fields that we're going to need inside of this automation. All right. So the next thing that we need to do once we've created that is we need to actually create the form that is going to collect this information because that's going to be the first step in our workflow. Okay. So let's go into the Sites tab now, and we're going to go to Forms, and we want to build a form. So we're going to click here to add form. And we need to make sure that we're using those fields, the correct fields. So we're going to call this support. Okay, so this is our support form. And I actually don't like to separate these, but it's up to you. It's not really something that's right or wrong. Okay, so I just like to make it simple and add that full name there. And I always want to make that required. All right. Now you may choose to have your phone number in here. It is helpful because, if maybe they entered their email incorrectly or something like that, then you would have the ability to call them. But since we're going to test this, I'm going to make it easy on myself here. And I'm just going to remove these extra things. Okay. The main thing that I need here is the full name and the email address. Now here I may want to change this to say um, enter your account email address. And I want to be specific because remember, this is for support. Okay. So we want to make sure if they are contacting us and if they don't use the same email address, it's going to look like we don't know anything about them, right? We have no idea if they're a member of our program or our business or SaaS or whatever. We don't know anything, any previous conversations because they're using a different email address. So we want to make sure to say enter your account email address. That way we don't have to go digging around. And then it could also trigger, automations that are irrelevant. So here, let's just change this button text to say submit support request. And I'll just go ahead and change this to black just because I'm not a big green fan. Okay, so now we have full name and we have full name and address, but we need those custom fields that we created. Okay. And you can see because we created a folder and it is a contact and not an opportunity, we're going to search through the contact section and we're going to look through our options in the support folder that we created. Okay. So are you following along here? Like, you guys let me know in the chat if you're just completely lost or if you're following along. Even if you're confused, as long as you're following along, that's what I want to hear. Okay. So we're in this folder now, contact support folder. We created already. And what we want to bring in, okay, remember, we're not going to use these in the form. These are going to be used on the back end to update the customer's profile. They're very specific. Okay. That's why we created these two kind of universal placeholders in a sense. All right. So, what we're going to do is just drag these in here. So, we have the support issue box and we want that to be required. And then we also have the support URL. And this is where they're going to submit that video. But of course, like I said, we don't want it to just say support issues. So we want to clean this up and make it a little nicer. But you can see when we change that, the little code here that helps the system recognize what field and what data this needs to go into, that is not going to change because we changed this. Okay. So when you set it up like I showed you before, where you're choosing the simple names and creating the simple code there, it's much better to do that, and then you can clean it up here. So here, what we'll say is, please explain in detail the issue you are having. And then maybe we want to put some like a colon there. And then here we want to say, please share the URL of, um, please share a video URL showing the issue you are having. Okay. So you can see again, I just changed that, but that doesn't change. Okay. So I could change this 100 times if I want to on this form or any other form, and it's not going to change that. Okay. So let's go ahead and save. So now we have our form created, and let's go ahead before we leave and let's edit the message that they're going to receive once the form has been submitted. Okay, we could send it to a URL if we want to, but what we actually want to do in this case is just put a message here. Okay, so we're going to say, thank you for your support request. Oops. Um, our Our team will respond ASAP. All right, and save. So now we've created our form. We have all of the correct fields in there that we need. We also, and of course, you could add, guys, please keep in mind, you can add whatever you want to, but I just want to show you the basic functionality, and then you can just take this and then grow and scale, and sky's the limit. Okay, so we have all of the appropriate fields in here. When they submit the form, let's follow along the customer journey. This is literally how I build, okay? I don't really plan anything out. I just follow the customer journey literally in my head while I build, okay? So we have our form here. We're collecting the appropriate data. When they submit the form, they're going to go here, okay? Now what happens? Now we need to build an automation that is going to take place when the form is filled out. But before we do that, we need to actually create our pipeline, because when we build that automation, we want our pipeline to be part of that automation. So I'm going to go here to opportunities, and I want to go to add a pipeline. So this is going to be my support pipeline. And essentially it's going to be like a support dashboard. Okay. Because we're going to be able to see all of our tickets when they are submitted, in an easy to see, organization, right? So we'll say support, and let's say the first stage is submitted support request. Now, maybe the next stage is in progress. And maybe the next stage is waiting on customer response. And then maybe the next stage is ticket closed. Okay. So again, these can be whatever stages that you want to add, but this is a good starting point. Okay. So we'll say save. So now we've created our pipeline. All right. So let's go into now the automations. I do see a lot of you guys are saying, following along. We're there. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. So now here's the fun part. Let's pull all of this together and make the magic happen. So I'm going to create my first workflow here. And of course, I'm going to start from scratch. And let's go ahead and name our workflow. We're going to say support. All right. Now, what is going to be the start of our trigger? Are you guys following along? What would be the start? How would we make all of these automations happen from what we've created so far? We need it to start when they've submitted the form, right? That's going to be the first point of contact. If we stopped here, it would be any form in our entire account. But what we want to do is add a filter and say the form is this specific form. Okay. So now what we've told the system, let's save, is that when someone fills out that specific form, we want all of these things we're going to build out to happen. Okay. Now let me go over to my cheat sheet because there are many steps in here and I want to make sure that I explain them all to you. Okay. So now our very first step here is the if else conditional logic. Okay. So I'm going to choose if else. And the reason I'm going to choose that is because remember, when someone submits the form, there are two options. They can either submit their first ticket or they can submit their second ticket. Okay. Now, of course, you could build this out to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you have that many open tickets for a customer, you may want to revise your system. Okay. So what we're going to say is, do they have a ticket open? I'm only labeling this just because it helps me when I go back to look at my workflows and I'm troubleshooting. It helps me to see at what stage, what question are we asking here? So if the answer is yes, how am I going to tell the system that the answer is yes, that they do have a ticket open? Okay. I'm actually going to choose, let's go to let's choose contact details, and we're going to go to our let's see, support ticket number 1. Okay, support ticket number 1 is greater than 0. Okay, because everyone's going to have this support ticket field because we just created it. Okay, so if they have something in this field, any number at all that's greater than 0, that's going to answer this question. And it's going to be yes, they do have a ticket open because there's a ticket number in here. Now, you also have to be mindful, though, when you do something like this, that you need an ending step, and of course, this could go on, right? But you would need an ending step to make sure that when ticket number 1 is closed, that you return that back to 0. Okay, that you wipe that number out and return it back to 0. And of course, you can do that in the automations. Okay. So we're going to do they have an open ticket? The answer is yes. If they have a value in the field called support ticket number 1 that's greater than 0. Okay. And then, of course, we have a none branch, which is like the default. Okay. So let's go ahead and save. And you'll see now that we've saved that if else conditional step there, we have 2 branches. Okay. So if you're following along here, they're submitting the form and then their contact info travels on down to this first step. And then we ask the system a question. Does this contact have a value in support number 1 greater than 0? If the answer is yes, that means this is going to be support ticket number 2. If the answer is no, that means this is going to be support ticket number 1. Okay. And we can actually change instead of none, we can say no. Okay. And then now we have, we can change that just to make it easier, right? Okay. So now step number, let's start with step number 1. Okay. So if they don't, let's say the first one, okay, if they do not have a ticket open, they're going to go down this branch. Okay. So what's the first thing that we want to happen when they go down that branch? Well, what we need to do is pull in that custom value so that we can actually manipulate it, the custom value that we built that has our ticket number. Okay. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to choose the math option because you'll see if we chose like update, there is an option here, update custom value. Let me see, update custom value. It doesn't allow you to manipulate anything, right? So what we want to do is use the math function and we're going to choose math operation here. Excuse me. Let me get a drink. Okay. So this is actually going to be, we're going to call this support ticket number. Okay. Now that's what I'm calling it just to remind myself what this step is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the custom fields and I'm going to choose support ticket number 1. All right, because this is going to be the field that we want to update. And here, this is the little trick. Okay, this is like something that is totally, it totally threw me and had me like doing all kinds of research to find out the answer. Okay, so this step here, what we want to do is pull in that value so that we can do something with it. But you'll see it's asking for a number. Like we could move this up and down if we want to, but we don't want just any number here. We want the number that is being used in that custom value. So what we can do is click here, go to the custom values and choose support ticket. So now we are adding that custom value to this field. Okay. So this field will be empty, and then we are adding this custom value to the field. All right. So that's how we're going to pull that in. Now, the next step here is to create the support ticket number. So for us to do that, let's go ahead and add another math operation. So let's go back to math operation. And we're going to choose, let's just go ahead and call it this, create support ticket number. And here again, we're going to choose the same field, support ticket field, but this time we're going to add one. Okay. And now we want to update that to support ticket here. All right. So we're going to save the action. Now, the next step is we need to add another step to update the custom value with the new number. Okay, so we're going to go here and then we can choose that custom value step now. So let's do custom, update custom value. We want to choose the support ticket custom value that we created. That is the value now. And what we want to do is update that with the custom value from the support ticket that we just created. So let's go to fields and we're going to choose the support ticket number 1. All right. So if you're following along here, what we've done is we have pulled in the number from our custom value. We've added 1 and updated the field that's called support ticket number 1. And then we have added the new number back to the custom value. Okay. So now this is what's going to happen every time someone submits a support ticket. It's going to pull it in, add 1, update the appropriate field, and then it's going to update the custom value. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here is we are going to update the support ticket details. All right. So what we're going to do is go to update contact field, and we're going to call this support number 1 details. And we want to go choose the support number 1 info. Okay. So let's go to support issue. And if you're following along here, what we're doing is we're pulling in that universal field, okay, the support ticket issue in the video, but we're moving that data from that field to this new field so that we cannot override it if they submit another ticket. Okay, so support ticket number 1 video. All right. And then now what data are we going to put in this field? We want to choose a custom value. So let's go to, or a custom field. So let's go here to the custom fields. And here we want the universal ones, not the specific ones, right? This is what they filled out on the form. So make sure to choose the appropriate one. Okay. So we need the universal information for the video for ticket number 1. Okay, so let's find where it says support URL. That's the universal one. So that one is good to go. Now we have the issue, support ticket number 1 issue. Okay, and that's where they write out the description. So let's go to find the field, support issue ticket number 1. And then now we need to use the info from support issue. Okay, so now what we've done is we have updated or moved the original info when they submitted the form. We've moved it from this field to our new field and put it in the appropriate information. Okay, so now we've gotten that step there. Now let's move on to our opportunity pipeline. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a step here. And we want to, this is why we wanted to create the pipeline before we built our automations. So now we have the opportunity pipeline. Let's go ahead and call this the support pipeline. And we want to choose it from the drop down menu. And when they submit the support request, what category or what column are we going to put them in? Submitted support request. And then now we can add the name. Okay, so this is the name that's going to be on the opportunity card. It's going to be in bold. It's what we're going to see first. Okay, so we can put anything that we want here. But if we want, let's go ahead and make this dynamic by adding custom values. So we'll do our full name there, and then we can even do ticket number. And then how are we going to get the ticket number for ticket number one? We're going to use custom values. So let's go to the contact. Let's go to the fields. And now remember, we're not going to do like, the universal one. We're not going to do the support issue or the URL. We're going to do the actual ticket that we generated for this specific issue or submission. Okay. So now we need the support ticket and we're in number one. So let's go support ticket number one. All right, so now it's going to have that updated support ticket number that we just created. You don't really need to put anything in the opportunity source or the lead value or the status, but you do want to make sure to allow duplicate opportunities because if they submit that second support ticket, you want to have two cards in your pipeline instead of just one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save. That's all we need to do now for that pipeline. Now, you may want to send an email when you have received the request, right? Just and you guys know when anytime you submit a support request, you always get an email that says, "Hey, we received your request. We're working on it," and maybe some additional info. So let's go ahead and we're going to call this email confirm request. And we can add a subject line here that says like support ticket. Let me go ahead and just copy this here. Support ticket. And then now we need to add whatever that support ticket number is. Okay. So again, we're going to go custom values. Let's go to the contact, scroll down here to fields. And then now we need the support ticket number one. Okay. So you'll know which number that you want to put based on whatever branch you're in, right? So this is ticket number one. This is ticket number two. All right. Now we can add, and I'm going to just save time by using this template that I already created here. So now we just want to add the content for our email. So it's just going to say, hey there, whatever your first name is, thank you for submitting the support request. We will respond as soon as possible. If you have anything else to add to this ticket, please reply. And then we're going to use the custom value for the location name, and you can pull that in by going to account and name. Okay. So that's the email that we're going to send. Now, maybe though, you want to also notify a team member. Okay, so let's go internal notification. And let's go ahead and choose how we want to notify our team, maybe text message or email. I'm just going to choose email. And then here, I'm going to call this step notify admin. Okay, so we're going to choose the email here. We can add a from name or whatever if we want to. We need to choose the user. You can choose any assigned user that you want to handle your support tickets, or you can just choose custom email and then add the email from the account. Okay, whatever the main email is. And then here's our subject line. So what is the subject line to tell our team that we have a new support request? So you can just start like that here. Let's take that away. And then, of course, we want the ticket number. So this is in column one. So we're going to add ticket number one. Oops, not custom values. Contact, custom fields. And then now we need to add support ticket number one. Okay. And then now we can add the data. Let me just copy this from the request. Okay, so I just typed in, this is basically like a contact form, right? So you just type in whatever data you're collecting there, and then you just use the custom values to build all that in. So you guys can see I've been showing you custom values. I don't want to make this video too long, but that's what I've done here. So when the support request has been created, the customer is going to receive a confirmation email, and then the team member will also receive an email with that person's name, email, the ticket number, the issue, the description, whatever they've typed in that box, and then also the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. And of course, we want to save our automation. And you'll see it's already 2:33. So I am going to stop here, you guys, but we are going to complete this week. I just don't want to make this too long and overwhelm you. And I also want to make sure that I'm available for open office hours. Okay, so we're going to build out what we're going to do for ticket number 2 tomorrow. And like I said, if you're a member of our program, you're going to get this entire snapshot on Friday, and then we will load it, and then you'll be able to ask me any questions that you have. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Live. Welcome, everyone. Let me make sure. Yes, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Today is Friday, which means it is our weekly group coaching session. I do want to make sure that you guys know how to join and how you can get all of your cool stuff that I'm going to be giving you today. While I'm letting everyone in today, I promised you this training series we've done about this ticket system that we created inside of HighLevel. I'm going to give you this snapshot today, so I'm really excited to show you that. But we are going to load this into your account together. I'm going to show you how to get it set up. So while I am making sure that everyone is getting, logged into the membership area and can access the meeting and where to get the snapshot, if you are not logged into your HighLevel agency account, go ahead and get logged in there, and then that way you'll understand when we go through the process, we can do this together. Okay, so let me move some things around and make sure that I can share my screen here. And first, I do want to show you, if you have missed any of this week's training, let me share my screen. You can always check that out on my YouTube channel, my own screen too. All right, so you guys can see my YouTube channel here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so if you missed any of the training, you can always go to my YouTube channel, just search Bridget Bartlett. If you go to the playlist here, you'll see the support ticketing system there. You'll see all of the training videos there. Now, what you want to do, if you are a member of our program, what you want to do is go to myvisionagency.com. If you are a client, meaning you have access to our dashboard, you'll click here to log in. If you are an affiliate, meaning you've loaded all of our resources into your own HighLevel account, you can choose to log in as an affiliate. Let me stop sharing here and make sure I let Miss Maria in and Charles. Either way, no matter how you get access, you're really going to the same area. It just depends on how you access it, right? I mean, really, clients can still log into the affiliate area. It's just the membership area that's separate, okay? So you can see if you're a client, you'll get access to the dashboard. You'll see the community tab here. And then if you are an affiliate, you're just going to go to the external link, right? So everybody will have access to the same area here. What you want to do is go into, learning. You're going to go into learning, and then you will see the Zoom here. Okay. Now I did change this up a little bit, which I'm glad you guys were able to get access. And what you want to do is make sure to go to the group coaching every Friday. Okay. So Friday is a different link than Monday through Thursday for open office hours. So make sure to join us every Friday. You're going to the Friday link, and then all you want to do is just enter in your account email into the form here, and then you'll go right to the Zoom meeting. Okay, so this is the easiest way to do that. The reason that I changed this instead of sending you right to the meeting is because I built an automation, because I'm always transparent with you guys. I built an automation that actually every time you log in here, it adds engagement points to your profile so that I know who my most engaged members are. So this allows me to do that because you fill out the form. It also helps me to kind of gate the members and things. Okay, so let me go ahead and let Sam in here. Let me make sure that no one else needs to get logged in. Okay, so that's how you want to access the Zoom meeting. Now, of course, if you're not a member, let me just quickly tell you how you can become a member. Again, at myvisionagency.com, you can sign up for our coaching program. You'll get access to white label licenses. We are You have the ability as a member to white label your own version of Play, and you'll get licenses and things like that. We have a whole system that you can use to resell that. If you want to use our brand of HighLevel, you want to join as a client. And if you want to use your own brand of HighLevel, you want to join as an affiliate. You'll be able to import those resources into your own HighLevel account. Okay. Now, today I wanted to share with you the snapshot. So let me show you where to go to get the snapshot. Okay. First of all, if you go here into today's post, you'll see that I've accessed it there. Okay. I added the direct link there, but you can also go into, not members, I keep clicking that. You want to go into our snapshot area right here where it says snapshots. And when you open that up, you will see the ticketing system that we created is right here. So you want to click here to import the snapshot. Now, I'm not going to do that, and here's why. There are people can be so dishonest. Okay. If I click this link, it's going to show up in the browser. And seriously, I've had people do this before. There are people who will take this video and they will pause it and they will write down every single character in the entire link so that they can try to steal this snapshot. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. But what you want to do is you want to click here and you want to open up the snapshot. Okay, now if you're already logged into HighLevel, it's going to show you that you can click the button to import. If you're not logged into HighLevel, it's going to show up as create a free 14-day trial. And then up here in the top right-hand corner, it'll say to log in. You don't want to create a trial. You want to just go ahead and log in. Okay. And then when you do log in, you will see that option to import into your HighLevel account. Okay. Now, when you do that, you'll see inside of your agency account, and you'll know you're in the agency because you'll see the agency settings over here, not tools. And you'll see in the imported snapshots area, you'll see the snapshot that says support tickets. Okay. So it'll say snapshot with the little stars there and support tickets. Let me stop sharing just to make sure. Let me let Terry in. Okay. Now, when you see that is loaded into, of course, yours will be imported. Okay. What you want to do is you want to load that because now it's loaded into your agency account. It's not loaded into a sub account. We have to choose which sub account we want to load this into. Now, it's definitely better if you are loading it into the account that you're working in. Okay, a lot of times I tell you guys to add a snapshot to like a new account if it's something like, like a coaching business, or if it's like the reseller program snapshot, it's like a whole business. We probably want to load that into a separate one and make sure, like, see all the moving parts and make sure this is what we want to do and kind of keep those separate. But this is actually a snapshot that's going to work better if you're loading it on top of an existing account, because this is going to be where you're managing all of your support requests. Okay. So if you want to create a new account, I'll just quickly show you. You can go to create sub account, and then you can choose your snapshots, or yours will be imported snapshots. You're going to choose the one that says ticketing system, and then you're going to go through the process of creating your account. Okay. If you're loading into an existing account, which you all should be, let me go ahead and I'll show you here. Let's create, I'm going to choose blank for this purpose. And then I'm going to, since my business has a Google business listing, I'm going to just search for it so we can create this blank account, even though you guys should really be loading into your existing account that you're going to be managing all of your client support and all of that in. So let's just give this just a bogus name here because it's just going to be a blank account. We'll do Jane Doe, and we'll do info at janedoe.com. And let's call this something different, like support test. And we'll just go ahead and keep all that. I'm going to put a fake phone number in here so that I can bypass this area. And now save. Okay. So now we have actually created this just blank account from scratch. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, Bridget.
Sorry. Yes.
I think you're linking it to the North Star affiliate snapshot. I've tried it twice, and both times it came in. So I think you have to point it at a different place out of the member access snapshot support ticketing
Now that,
system.
okay, now that I'm not sharing, let me see. Maybe I added the wrong link. Give me just a second here. I hope I didn't do that. All right, import. Sorry, guys, give me just 1 second. Yes, I shared the wrong link. Sorry about that, you guys. It's the one for the MLM. All right, let me get this link. All right, let me update this quickly. And I'm going to throw this in the chat so you guys can get the updated one. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I'm going to update this. Let me go into the membership area. Sorry, I can't do this while you guys are looking, but let me quickly go here and update this link. So if you guys want to import that into your system, let me know if you have any problems while you're doing that. Sorry, let me get this. And I'll let you know when this is done. So you guys, if you're still in the membership area, and then you can test that out. So you guys definitely let me know as you're importing that one, just let me know that's the correct one here.
Yeah, the one in the chat works well.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, it works well.
Cool, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. All right, so I have updated that now in the membership area. All right, so let me go back to my screen here where we are in the account. All right. All right, here we go. So now we're in your existing account that you want to load the snapshot into. Okay, so we're going to go to actions. We're going to go to load snapshot, and yours will say imported here, but of course I own it, so mine's going to say own. But regardless, we're looking for the one that says snapshot support tickets. Okay, now we're going to proceed. Now, anytime you're loading a snapshot in, you can see all of the different moving parts here by clicking that little expand button. You can choose to select them all, or you can skip individual ones. This is really helpful if you only, let's say that you you loaded a snapshot and it had a website in it, and maybe you just totally screwed up the website and you didn't make a copy. You want to just load that website in again. You could just skip all and then just go and select that one website and then load it. And then that way you're not reloading the entire one again. But of course, in this case, we want the whole snapshot here. So we're going to select all and proceed. Okay, now it's telling us if there are any conflicts. Most of the time you're skipping is fine, but if you want to see what the conflict is, you can do that here just by expanding that. This one is fine. We're just going to skip it. It's kind of like the default that ends up in every snapshot. All right, so now we have actually loaded that into our account. Let's go ahead and switch into the account. You guys are going to freak out, okay? This is all you have to do to set this up. Go to the settings, go to custom values, and you'll see support ticket, okay? All we need to do is click here, edit the custom value, and just make up some random number. So I'm just going to choose like this and update. That's it. You're done. That's all you have to do, okay? Now, what you want to do is go into the sites, because remember, when we created this, it was all triggered by a form. And if you go to a form builder, you'll see the form is already built in here. All you need to do is just share the link. You can integrate it here. You can embed it here into a website. You can grab the link here. I've also created, if you go back to funnels, I just created a basic funnel page for you guys. It does use the same custom values. So if you already have our existing snapshot loaded into your account, you'll see automatically that it'll update the logo and the colors here. If you don't have it, you can just edit it just by clicking the button, changing the image, but you'll see that custom value is already there, okay? So now let me show you something that I added here and then we're gonna test this, okay? Because I think absolutely, by far, everything that you do, you need to test, okay? You guys have heard me say test, 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 test a million times. But before we test, I did want to show you a different, or actually, let's go ahead and test, and then I'll show you the two parts of the automations that I added. So I'm going to use this funnel page. Now, if you guys want to connect a domain to this funnel page, like you could do support dot whatever your domain is. You could even add this to another website page that you want to, or even take the whole page and copy it into your website. However you want to do that. But for the sake of just this training, I'm just going to grab this like preview link. Okay, so let's just open up this window. And we're going to do 2 tests because remember, our system is built for 2 support tickets. All right. So let's go ahead and, I'm going to put in the vision, marketing, and design. I'm going to use my Gmail email, but I'm going to do a +1 to let me know this is the first test. Let me copy this because I always forget. And then do test 1 is going to be the description. So if I'm Jane Doe and I'm contacting support, I want to write in the description of the problem. And then I'm going to be sharing my video that I have here. So we'll say Loom 1. And now we're submitting the support request. And you'll see it says here, contact our teams for support, da, 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 da. Okay, so I'm going to refresh here and let's go to Jane Doe and let's go here. And so we're using the same customer. It's just now we have a second request. So I'm going to say test 2 so we can tell the difference in the inputs. And then I'm going to change this to 2 as well. Okay, so when we look at the description, we'll know that this is ticket 2 because it says test 2 and then Loom 2. All right, so now we're going to submit the request. All right, now let's go back into the account. And if we go into contacts, you'll see that anytime our contact is entered the data into a form, you'll see that we have our contact here. And when we click in here, we'll actually see the folder. Oh, where's my folder? Okay, refresh. You'll see the folder for support that we created and then the support tickets. Just refresh. All right. Here we go, support. And then now you'll see we have the most recent one is going to be in our like placeholder fields. Remember we talked about that's why we had to create these additional fields, because when we use the ones that are in the form, every entry, it will override the previous information. So that's why our automations are built to move that data. So you can see we have support issue, but we also have support ticket number 1 ends in 49. There's the description, there's the video. Then we have support ticket number 2 ends in 50. We have the issue and then the video. But we go to opportunities, and this is what we talked about yesterday. And then we also have the 2 cards here. We have, the ticket number. And when we click on the cards and we go to support, now you'll see this is ticket number 1. Here's the video for ticket number 1, and then the description. And then when we go to ticket number 2, same thing. We have ticket number 2, the URL, and the support issue there. Now, this is why this is the next part of this, okay? Because we talked about when these tickets are closed, like we can move these, right, to different stages if we want to. But the automation is based on the ticket looking for a number in space number 1. So let's go back here just to refresh your memory. The original automation, because you always want to think about like the customer journey inside of your automations. Let me refresh again. Got lots of things running here, so it's bogged down my system. Okay, so if we go back to the original workflow here, just to recap quickly, they fill out the form, okay, this specific form. Then we have an if-else conditional logic, and this is why now we need to make sure you can see if we're following along. Jane Doe entered ticket number 1 and it filled in this data, okay? Ticket number 2, it's looking for the number in here. If there is a number in the field that we created that has ticket number 1, it's going to move to ticket number 2. But what happens when they submit a third ticket? Okay, it wouldn't go through any of this because there is still a number in this field. Okay, so it would just keep going into ticket number 2. What we want to do is make sure that we are addressing that and clearing out those fields when the ticket is cleared out. Okay, so what I did was I created, and you guys can watch those videos if you want to recap on all of these, but down here at the end, this is new. So what we're doing is we're adding a tag here that says support ticket number 2 open. And then in the first one, we have support ticket number 1 open. So anytime that they add a support ticket, it's going to add these tags to their profile. Now, the next step of that, though, is if we remove, because we always need to have something that triggers that to happen, right? So let's say that we're working with Jane Doe and we decide, okay, ticket number 1 is closed. All we need to do is remove the ticket number 1 tag, okay? So when we do that, it is going to, of course, that tag goes away, which is what we want because it's not open anymore. But that act of removing the tag, you can see we're choosing this step, tag removed, is actually now going to trigger these automations. So what we're doing is we're updating the opportunity pipeline and we're moving them to the ticket closed stage, okay? So that's going to take them from that original first stage, and it's going to take them to the closed stage. Now, the part of that that's important is updating the fields. So remember, we updated them with the custom values and we were creating that ticket number and moving that data back to these placeholders. But now we want to update these same fields, these placeholder fields, and we're just going to change this back to 0. Then that completely wipes that out. Now you do need to have, you can't just put, I mean, I guess you could put anything here really. But what we want to do for support issue, ticket number 1 and ticket number 1 video is we can just put NA or we can put ticket closed or whatever you want to put here to kind of clear out this field, okay? Now we're just going to do that same thing with the ticket number 2, okay? We're removing the tag from the profile. And then when we remove that, it's going to move them to the closed stage in the opportunity pipeline, and then it's going to update those fields. Same thing with ticket 0 and NA, which means not applicable. So if we go into our contact here, okay, and then we go to the profile, and we've already addressed Jane Doe's ticket number 1. All we need to do is just click here to remove that. Okay, now when we remove that, if we go back to the opportunities pipeline, you'll see, let's refresh. Now Jane Doe has been moved to complete, and then you'll see the ticket number has been wiped out. Okay, so yeah, let me refresh here. Do you guys have any questions about that?
Is there supposed to be a conversation that started when they support the ticket as well? Should I be able to see it in conversations?
Yes, anytime that you see it, you send or receive an email from the system, you will see that in there. So like if I go, let me share my screen here. So you'll see here when they have submitted a ticket, this email will go out and it'll say, hey there, thank you for submitting the ticket. It'll have this in the title there, support ticket. And then there's also, we go back to the automations, there's also one that will notify you, the admin of the account, of the information that was submitted. So here we're sending the customer an email for the support ticket. And then here we're actually doing an internal notification. So we're sending the team an email and then it will have all of the information from the ticket there.
I see the conversation in the contact, but I don't see it on my conversations tab. Is there a setting that I need to change maybe?
Well, if it's like when you open up your conversations tab, you'll see here unread conversations. So if there aren't any unread and you want to see ones that have already been read, like if I click here, then I'll see this conversation with Jane Doe. So this is the conversation
Oh, I see.
tab.
It
But
marks
then
it.
when I click here, I can go into the profile.
Okay. Beginner mistake. Thank you.
Oh, you're fine. Manolo?
Yes, excuse me. When I'm uploading the snapshot and it tells me there is some conflict, you say usually no problem with skipping it. But when there is a conflict, how do I find out? I mean, it tells me there is a conflict and asking me to override it or not.
You want to share your screen?
Sure. It's a small conflict. This is the conflict, and this is the name of my my SAS account, which is not wrong. It is correct. So I was thinking about override it, but I wanted to ask you first.
I have never seen any conflicts named that before.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, that is the name of my website, of my SAS website, where I'm downloading the snapshot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why it says to override
No.
that.
I made it override. It used to say skip. What happens
Well,
when I went to
yeah,
override,
you can skip all. Click that little plus sign.
plus sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, oh, okay. I see what's happening. That's all right. So this is what I was saying before. This is like a default. If that's all you're seeing, you can choose to skip or override. It doesn't really matter. Just click proceed.
Yeah, I just needed an okay from you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I saw everything. It was awesome, but I didn't catch up as fast as everyone else. So I would have to rewatch it and do it slowly. But I downloaded it, the snapshot, and it's all good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's cool. I just, when people ask me things, like I never just want to assume. Like when I first look at it, I never just want to say, "Oh yeah, go ahead." And then now I've just like contributed to you like erasing your whole account. So sometimes it takes me a minute to figure out like, okay, where are you at and what are we doing here before I don't want to give you bad advice.
No, I was following very detailed, but you are really fast. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what you're doing, and we could tell. I just couldn't catch up that fast. And when I caught up, I just couldn't catch up. I'm glad we're recording this.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
you're good. You're good. Greg, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a question about the pipeline stage, the last one where it's like closed.
Uh-huh.
Because you have the action of removing the tag, but would taking the contact card to closed to that last pipeline stage do the same thing?
Say that again.
If you manually move the card to the last stage, to the closed stage,
Oh,
would it do the same thing or no?
I wish. Because that was my preferred method. But the problem is that when you move that card, that can be the trigger of the workflow, but then you have to figure out a way to tell it, do I want you to do this for ticket 1 or ticket 2? And so I
You
couldn't, I
can't.
mean, maybe you can come up with a better idea, but I could not figure out a way to, even with the tags, to say, this is the one that I want you to close out and erase instead of this one. Do you know what I mean?
So if there's two, okay, I see what you mean. Because if you do it if then, it's going to say, well, which one do you want to close?
Right.
And there's no way for you to tell it which one because, well, yeah. I
Yeah.
understand. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking the question
Yeah.
because I was trying to think like, well, what if we just move the card?
Yeah. No, I totally get where your mind is going because that's what I thought too. That the easiest thing would just be, and I tried so hard, I worked at this for a while because I was like, man, I just want to make it so easy. Just move that card to complete and then trigger all the automations. And that's why last night I went back and I added the tag there in the beginning so that we could differentiate the two and then choose the removal of the tag. Even though that's a manual action, I prefer. It's definitely an easy one. Just remove it to trigger all that.
And when the tickets are created for the pipeline, it's only creating one contact card, right? It couldn't create another one for ticket two. Could it have a
Yes.
ticket one contact card and a ticket two contact card?
Yeah, it does. They have different numbers. So like if you run through that test, you'll see you'll see we submitted ticket 1 and then ticket 2, and then it creates different opportunities for each of the ticket numbers.
So then if you close it, couldn't you make it close it for just that one for that ticket number? I
Yeah,
don't know.
by removing.
I'll look at it and if there's a way, I'll figure it out. But
Yeah, Yeah,
Sometimes
and
you got
look,
to sit there and
for
think
sure.
about this stuff for 45 minutes to figure
I
out how to make it do what you want it to do. But all right.
I know.
Sorry, while we're in flow here, what are we supposed to do if we complete whatever we need to do for ticket 1 or ticket 2? We delete
You just
support
remove the
ticket 1 or
tag.
2. So whichever, because I'm looking at what is this? I can't tell if it's 1 or 2, but it has both support ticket 1 open and support ticket 2 open in the
Yeah,
opportunity.
so that's because we were Jane Doe and we submitted 2 tickets. So it creates 2 cards. So you have 2 tickets open for Jane Doe. So if you complete ticket 1, you just remove the tag that says ticket number 1 open, and then that's what triggers it to close. And then when you complete ticket number 2, then you would just remove ticket number 2 open tag, and then that would complete that one to close.
Okay, this is going to sound like a silly question, but in the opportunity card under opportunity name, it just says their name and then the ticket number. Is there a way to know if it's ticket 1 or 2 there? Or do I have to do that in the contact, I guess? Sorry, do you know what I mean? So my guy's called Bob Support. I created 2 tickets and I was just looking at both of his opportunity cards, and both opportunity cards say have the tags 1 and 2 open, but I don't know how to tell if it's 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I can go deep in the rabbit hole with the best of them. So I'm happy to test that.
I just wanted to, because I didn't want to give you guys this without a way to remove that and explain to you that part of it. So I added that last night, and honestly, I just added it to my own too. So I haven't even
All you have to do is look on the contact and under the field support ticket 1 and see what number it is, and then you'll know which is which. Is there a way to, in creating the opportunity, to make the support ticket number for number 1 have a -1 at the end or something? Maybe not. I'll leave it to you experts. I'll back out and do it manually myself. But
I mean, you can, but I don't know if it's worth the trouble.
Yeah, what we could do is add an extra field, and let me work on that. And then I'll do a training on Monday and follow up with that. Because I'll need to know it for myself too. And now you've given me, see, I love these questions, so don't ever be afraid to bring that stuff up, because now I get to figure out the answer, and that'll drive me crazy in a great way, because I want to know the answer. And I know that there's a way to do it. I just need to think about it to work through the process.
I won't be afraid to ask, but you don't be afraid to tell me when I need to stop asking, because it'll go on forever.
I was surprised it wasn't Charles.
I told people to stop asking. I'd have to create a business.
Oh my goodness.
Charles, you had a question.
Yeah, and this is the thought. So basically it's
Greg,
I'm trying to make sure.
I'm sorry, did I
Go ahead.
pass you over? I saw Greg open. I didn't mean to pass you over. If you
I was I didn't have a question. I just want to say I wanted to thank you for putting that snapshot together, because I know how much work goes into something like that. And also because the pipeline was not technically created for support, it was created for sales. So we're looking for a way to use it for something else. You know, there may be some things that we have to figure out in the long term, like the question that what's his name asked. So thank you for creating the snapshot. I know it was a lot of work.
Yeah, my pleasure. And that figuring stuff out, that's why we have a community, and that's why it's so cool. And it's like Greg, you were saying, well, couldn't we do this? And what if we did this? And I love that, because I'm not the smartest person in the world, and you guys have different businesses and use cases, and some of you know things so much better than I do, because I just don't use them every day. So I love all of that, and it does definitely give us an opportunity to learn more and figure out the solution to that problem, because that's really what we're doing. We're all just here trying to figure out solutions to problems all day long.
someone in the room needs to look up, because we've got this great tool that a lot of you are experts in creating support solutions within a sales place, but every once in a while we got to look up and say, has somebody done this much better in a different application versus, trying to stay within our high level community or, tool set as well, because I'm guilty of just, going on and creating more and more solutions when somebody's already done it and it's $10 a month or something.
Yeah,
So,
it's so true. It's like snapshots. I mean, it's cool to purchase a snapshot, but what I always say is like, you need to know how to use it, so there is a balance of purchasing things and then just also trying to figure it out. But even if you did purchase a snapshot, in the figuring it out and in the launching it and then actually using it, that's still, you learn so much about HighLevel and how it all works together. And that's why I tell people, just stop being a lifetime learner. Get your system set up, start with traffic, because everything that you do after that is all going to be learning the system, except you're going to be getting leads and customers and sales while you're still learning. So Charles, I'm back to you now. Hopefully you didn't get busy and called away.
Uh, it's funny. I was responding to a text that came through the system. And I was trying
And
to
you're
beat
like,
the
I
auto.
love
I
this.
was trying to beat the automation. What was I gonna say? Oh, so my question was the name of the opportunity, and can you go over that 1 second for me? I apologize. The name of the opportunity is the person's name, like Jane Doe, and then it would be
Ticket number.
the ticket number. So what I was gonna say is, because I was telling you, like, I had did it before you did the training, and I have a field where I pretty much ask, like, what's the title of it? Like, what's the title of your issue? Like, oh, well, I'm having an issue with XYZ. And then it's the support ticket number. So then it's kind of like I can tell, what the difference is between, if I have two tickets in, I can see in the title, oh, well, this is the issue that you're having with blogs. I'm just using my stuff as an example. Oh, this is the issue you're having with blogs versus this is the issue that you're having with communication or SMS.
So maybe in the description, what we could do is have the name and then do ticket number 1 and then dash and then the number, kind of like a mixture of what Keith and you were talking about. And then we could, or even like some way to differentiate the title there. So then we could then create an if else conditional logic and say, if it includes this, do this. If it includes, I love it. I love it. That was teamwork. All right, now I get to play around with that and then see what I can create. And of course, I'll update the snapshot if I do all that and let you guys have the new one if you want, unless you figure it out before me. We'll go to Manila.
Yeah, I just wanted to agree with Greg. I know that took a lot of work and it was pretty awesome. I mean, there's no question about it. I could have never come up with all that.
Oh, you could have.
And I'm not even close to that, but I know it took a lot of work, and thank you very much. Here's
Yeah.
my little question. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I downloaded this snapshot to a Spanish SAS,
Mhm.
and I don't think I'll have a problem with it because I'll be able to manage it. So if I do, I'll let you know. But I'm gonna download it and work on it in English because support is support, and the email I could translate it. It's no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
But we'll go from there. Thank you very much. I appreciate
yeah.
it.
You're welcome. Ray?
Yes. I just had two things and you answered one of them. I'm not needing this snapshot just yet. So you will update if you make an improvement to it, you'll update it and I can get it from the same
Yep.
place. It'll just be an updated form.
Yep.
And the other thing is, this is dynamite. You have really, really improved our abilities to do stuff just by what you're doing and the explanation you had. I just really appreciate it. And just, I hope to be ready to use the snapshot that you just gave us real soon. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, because it's like we've always talked about before, even if you don't need it now, understanding the system and what it can do and kind of how it all works together in like a real world application. It's like I could do a training on custom fields and contexts and opportunities, but that really just shows you kind of how it works. But when you do a training like this, where it's a practical use case, where I'm showing you how to build something, that explains it in like a whole other level. Because now you guys just having this general knowledge, now it helps you to troubleshoot things and to come up with things on your own in the future, even if it's completely irrelevant. Like I know that I can create a folder and some fields in my opportunity because I saw that training that she did on the support ticket. So that's all what I love. Like I don't like building systems for people. I love to teach you and empower you with the knowledge of how to build it. And then of course I want to save you time, so I'm going to give it to you anyway. But I always want to like prompt you and encourage you to learn all the different moving parts, because that knowledge is way more powerful than any snapshot anyone could ever give you.
Well, I don't necessarily know enough I don't know what I'm talking about, but let me tell you anyway. Could you use custom field for what Charles was talking about, the little heading of their issue, what the issue was, and append that to the field that you're using. So, you know, you can look up there and see everything that's there. That not only do you see the issue, but you see the ticket number. And
You would have to build like 9 trillion automations to do that. So what we want to do is we want to search simply. We want to determine what the searching thing is that we're going to search for, and we want it to be the same. So there'll be 2 options. So whatever we add in that title there, it could even be ticket number 1 colon with the number. And that simple ticket number 1 colon, that's what we're going to search for. Is it ticket number 1? Because if it is, it's going down this branch. And then if we did that, that also solves the problem that Greg was talking about, where we could move the card at that point. And then the simple act of moving the card will then trigger the automation that goes to the if-else conditional logic and says, is it ticket number 1 or ticket number 2? And we have those differentiating factors to tell us or tell the system which one it was. That's what I'm gonna do. I just built it in my brain just 5 minutes ago. I just built this, so now I need to put it into action.
Yeah, but you charge separate in my brain.
Yeah. Charles?
No, I think you resolved it, because you just resolved the issue.
Yeah.
And I was going to suggest something, but you just resolved it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking to myself, well, you could have an automation that it sits in, that both cards sit in until, like, you have a wait step until they get a tag like completed that they get when you move them in, and then when you do that, then it closes the ticket.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a million ways to do it.
Yeah, totally. And that's also, it's so cool. And again, this is why I love this community. I've said this so many times, because everybody has something valuable to give, and it's so cool. It's like, okay, I got us started with the system and the training, but talking to you guys helped me work out the end part, you know? So now I'm super excited to do the end part. And then, of course, what I love so much is not only did I get to teach you guys how to do this, but we work together to make it even better. And of course, you guys get all of this, but you also have all this knowledge and like the troubleshooting that we were able to come up with something cool. I'm really excited. And you don't have to buy extra tools. It's all
and
in.
I really can attest to that, because it's like, like I'll watch a training and it'll be something that, okay, I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm still watching, because if I understand the concept, then the detail doesn't really matter. Like, the detail is you did it for a restaurant, but no, if I understand the concepts of how these tools operate and how they move, then I'm able to say, oh, I have this issue. And then, well, I know I can do X, Y, and Z. And then I can provide and create my own solution, to that. And then even still too, to the work that went into the snapshot, like I built one, but there's some things in yours that you did. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. I didn't use the math function. I can do that now. And I know how to do that now. And I know, when I need to use the math function, but it's all about by necessity and just trying to stay in your lane to a certain extent and get done the things that you need to do in order to make you productive. And I think that gives you also the mindset of, I have a problem, this is how I create a solution for it that I need to move forward in my business. And I think that for me, at least, that has helped me tremendously in understanding the system.
Yeah. And it shows because it's like, when we get into open office hours, which I love, it's cool to see like other people. Like I heard you guys, earlier in the week, I said I was like a proud mama because I get to hear you guys like helping each other. And you're like, yeah. And you just, Terry said, oh, you just got me 2 sales. And they're like, yeah, and I just love that so, so much. It's like, people talk about building a community, but it's like, this is the best community because this is what you guys are here for, right? It's not just hear me talk all day. You guys are here to help each other. I absolutely love it.
Definitely.
Keith, you got your hand up.
I just wanted to piggyback on high level understanding of snapshots. So you created the snapshot. Myself and other people have put it into our agency level. I put it into my sub account, and then you're going to make a change to it, and you can push that change out. If I've renamed it, is that going to be a problem to receive the update push?
It's a good question. So anytime that you update snapshots, let me just show you because there may be people who don't know this part. Let me show you how to update. Okay, so you've created a snapshot and of course it's in your snapshots and you'll see like if you go in, because this is the account that it's built in. And if I need to make changes, I'm going back to this account and I'm going to make the changes and then I'm going to click here and then refresh the snapshot. Okay. Then I'm going to click here and I'm going to I'm going to do share snapshot and grab a new permanent link. That changes the link. So what I'll have to do is go back and update that in the membership area with the new link. What you guys will have to do is click the link again, import it again, and then load it into your account again. Okay. And then you can load all of it, or you can load even just the parts that you want to, just like we just did when we first loaded it. If you have the snapshot like in your accounts, right? Let's say that you put it in there and you loaded it in and it would be like an imported, right? That's not going to update. You're going to have to load it in again, and then that will be the updated one, right? So as an agency owner, when we create the snapshots and update it, it doesn't, like if we've shared that link with other people, it's not going to update their version of the snapshot as well. They would then have to re-import it and then load it again.
Wow, so that's not as useful as I thought then. Okay.
So it's because snapshots aren't really designed for this purpose, right? Like what we're doing. Most people, when they have HighLevel, they're reselling HighLevel. That's what it's designed for. And then when you're reselling HighLevel and you have your clients, like let me choose this, you have your clients and of course they're signing up and you have a snapshot that you're giving them. Okay. So as an agency owner, what I would do, let's say that I have a snapshot that I've created or someone I purchased or whatever, and I made changes to it. Then I could refresh my snapshot and then I could click here and then push that update to the appropriate sub accounts within my HighLevel account, like my clients inside of my white label version. But because you guys are agency owners, you have your own HighLevel account, that's why you have to go through the extra steps. But like my clients inside, if I update that, I just need to go through here and say, yeah, push the update. So it's a much process.
All right. So that's what I'm referring to as my own clients within my own agency. So I update it, I make whatever changes, I push it out to their sub accounts.
Yeah.
That auto updates even if they've changed their name, because there's some sort of code behind the name, I guess.
That changed
I
the
can
name.
speak to that a little bit.
The name of the snapshot. So you had star snapshot, whatever. If I just deleted that and said support Bridget Bartlett, that's not going to affect. And then
No,
I
because
push it
once
out.
it's imported into your account, it's yours.
And you're not pushing any updates because it's outside of your agency.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I will say, be careful when pushing updates, because if you're not sure and you haven't learned, and many agency owners have learned the hard way, you push that update, you can mess people's accounts up because certain things will overwrite the stuff that they have set up in there. So be very careful. Test it on like a dummy account first or a test account, and make sure that you won't jack up someone's account before you do it.
Yes.
So for an example, maybe you can help me then with specifically what I'm planning on doing is starting a new client who's going to be a realtor. They'll have a couple sites and automations and brand related stuff. And then there'll be a new project that comes up or a new set of statistical reports or whatever it is. And I just want to add that to give them access to that so they don't have to create it. So I would probably create a new snapshot for just those sites. For example, a website for a condo project, apartment project.
If you want to add additional web, because you're basically talking about a template, right? You're just adding templates to your clients.
But filled in already. So their brand, like your brand site, will update with their colors and logo and that sort of thing. But the content, which is the service I'm providing for the realtor. So project A was included when they signed up, and now there's projects B, C, D, and so on. And the content for the project will stay static. And then I'm hoping that dynamically it'll update with the custom values of their sub account. And I guess what I'm getting at is if there are automations that reference website A, which came with the first snapshot when they signed up, can I use automations in existence and have them refer to website E or F or whatever?
I would have to think through that process, but you may like the idea of just adding website, well, because that wouldn't be like.
So the whole funnel, it would be a funnel with the automations and the contact and the tagging and the lead value updates and all that kind of stuff, but just for a new thing. So we want to know who's interested in buying project A, put them through a whole routine and contact them at certain times with certain information. And then the exact same process in 6 months from now will be project Z or whatever. I guess it's not that difficult to just recreate the whole thing by hitting copy and paste on my side and just reload.
Yeah, I mean, you could, as long as there are no conflicts. I mean, you would have to really be thoughtful about that building process to make sure that what I would do is build all these different snapshots, every level that you want, create an account, and then test all of that. Like have the first version loaded in there, and then load the second version, and then make sure there are no conflicts. And then, do that same process. So it would be a lot of testing and a lot of layers to it. It's certainly not impossible. But that would probably, just right off the top of my head, be the best way. I see Greg's shaking his head a lot. Do you have a
No,
suggestion?
I'm going to run and gun. I'm Mark Zuckerberging, move fast and break
Yeah.
things. I'm just going to start firing out snapshots all day.
Yeah. Did you have something to add, Greg?
Yeah, the custom values. When you push a custom value, the custom value gets put inside of that account, but the value for it, let's say the custom values for the color red, right? The word red is not in that value. You have to go put, so every time you add custom values and you push it to a snapshot, they have to enter it, or you have to go into their account and enter what you want. So that's something to keep in mind because the custom values are very powerful that way. But so if you have your custom value set up and you have the values in there, when you push that snapshot to your clients' accounts, they're all going to be blank until you go in there and set them up. So as you're thinking about how to do this, and what you want in it, you got to keep in mind those things so that if you create a whole lot of custom values, then every time, not every time, but when you update it, you have to go in and put that stuff there. If you update it and they have their colors in there, it's not going to change their colors with yours. But the first time you push it out, they're all going to be blank.
Awesome. Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and get Ray next.
Yes, along that line, I think when you make a website and you maybe have a menu up in the top or in the menu, it says click here for support or support. That goes to say what you had designed earlier, support dot whatever the domain is. So am I doing it right? How you would install this whenever you got your support system totally up to snuff?
There's like 100 things you can do with it, right? You can add it to your web chat if you're using like Chat HQ. You can add it to the membership area. You can add a page to your website, your existing website. You can add it to its own standalone page with connecting a domain or a subdomain. I mean, it doesn't really matter how you share it, but the goal is they need to enter that form to submit a support request.
So it stands to reason that each support ticket program that you make should only go with that one website. In other words, you get another customer, you'll make a whole brand new one from the original snapshot.
Well, I mean, are you trying to give this snapshot to your customers?
I'm thinking more of programming it for the customer on his website.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to import that into their, yeah. So wherever the form's at, that's where I don't really understand what you're trying to do.
Okay, never mind. I'll figure it out when I need it. I was just thinking maybe that would be the easiest way. We're talking about trying to use the same one for various customers, but you could probably get better results by using the original snapshot for each customer. That's all I was thinking.
Well, the snapshot's for you. It's for your business. Your customers are submitting support requests.
Yes, but don't you think some of your customers will want support for their customers?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you would have to set all that up in their own account.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I have all the names here to do our drawing today. I do want to make sure that I don't miss anyone, so I'm going to call out your name. And if you're watching anywhere, just know that you do have to be in the Zoom meeting to be entered to win. And we're going to spin the wheel, and whoever wins will receive a free private consultation with me. So let me go ahead and move this stuff around here so that I can share. I literally can't stop thinking about that snapshot now. I'm literally, I try to be done at this time of the day on Fridays, but now I'm gonna have to dig around because I am like fascinated. I be looking for an update tonight, you guys. You already know how it is. All right, so we have Greg, Terry, Sam, Charles, Cindy, Keith, Manny, Maria, and Ray. Did I miss anyone? Going once? Going twice? All righty, spin the wheel. Manolo.
Cha-ching,
right.
about time.
All right, I'm gonna send you the email with my calendar link when we're done here. Did you guys have any questions? Of course.
I'm in that time of this system that I could really use help with a lot of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, that again, that's why I offer this. I don't, of course, I don't have to. I'm sure that you guys don't show up here every single Friday just for the chance to win, but it's also well, Terry might. Terry might, I think.
Very might.
But I love, you know how I feel about my action takers. I just love you guys for being so engaged and being so excited about building your business. And I appreciate your trust in me to help you do that. Terry, you had something to say?
Yeah, I just want to get you guys eyes on that automation. Just take a look. I kind of had a kind of figured it out, I think, and just want to get you guys' opinion. So
Oh, the support thing?
yeah, with the documents. So I
working.
kind of did it right there. So just take a look. So I call it my onboarding form. So now, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way I did it, that ain't what I want. That ain't what I want. That ain't. Where is it? Oh, partners automations. Is that it? Where did it? No. Oh no.
Terry,
That
are
ain't
you
it
feeling like I
either.
feel when I'm live trying to show somebody
That's all my forms. Did I push it? Okay, so I think I created it in the main. Let me go back here. I think I didn't push it out yet. So here we go. Onboarding docs. There it is. So onboarding workflow. Okay, so I didn't push it to the sub account. So I got my snapshot as a sub account. And so when I do updates, I didn't move it there. So the way I looked at it here, based on what you said, Charles, with the triggers of the view and the trigger when they sign. So I created where
Hey Terry, for all those who weren't in open office hours with us, explain what you've built here and what's happened.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what I built was so I have a solar business, and when we bring on new individuals, I had the docs, and what I was doing when they signed this onboarding form, I was physically, they'll come in and I just push the docs to them. I'm like, I knew it was an automation, but right now I was doing it manual. I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. So I created the same doc form automation that I'd already had. I just let it stay there and it stopped once it sent that final docs to them, but it didn't have it where I was using Adobe. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. I was using Adobe, but then when HighLevel came out with their doc system, I got I'm not using Adobe no more, and took that same process and put it here, which now this was the automations that I had. So what would happen is when they did this, I would get an email, and then I would go into my Adobe and physically send everybody the docs. Well, that's good right now because we don't have a lot of people coming aboard. But when people start coming aboard, I'm not going to be able to constantly keep sending, and then I put a 24-hour time frame on there because I'm like, I might not get that email and 24 hours later I send it. Well, now I got it set up where that same process, when it do that, this will send them the docs. And now I have it set up where my conditional receipt, where once they open it and view it, even if they don't sign it, it'll trigger the automation will trigger where I get a tag on it for all the ones that's been viewed. So now I could go into the system, put view in there, and it'll show me all the documents that's been viewed. Then from that point, for the ones who have signed the docs, I can go back, which I'm gonna put automations on here and say, hey, you ain't completed your docs. I ain't completed it yet. But I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do in this for all the view docs. All the signed docs, now what's going to happen for the ones who have remove the little tags that I have put on there, but now they'll receive the other stuff as far as all the communications and stuff because now they're fully onboarded in the system where now I could completely send them the rest of the stuff where they could communicate, get on our calls and stuff like that. So I appreciate, Charles, yesterday what you showed me. I said, so at first I was going to create separate ones, but I'm like, well, with this conditional receipt, I just make branches and do the exact same thing you said and just put it all in one.
Yeah, it's dope.
So
We're all like, yeah.
It's dope.
So
It's
now
dope.
it was crazy because I did this last night. That was just bugging me. And I'm like, okay, we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out. I don't want to have separate ones. So I just, the what if, and I just made branches off of it. So.
Hey, Terry, so I know you don't know the full effects of the answer to this yet, but just what you can foresee, okay, which I love because we're always thinking about our systems and processes, and you had a system that was working for you, and then you said, which I love, you said, this is great for now, but when I'm scaling, this is not going to work. So you have your system that you're working, that's working, and you know that it works.
Yep.
But to scale, you need to build an automated process of that system you already know that's working.
Exactly.
So absolutely love that. But also I wonder, what do you think? How much time do you think that this is going to save you every week or month? And then also, how much money is this saving you? Because now you don't have to integrate softwares and use something different and all of that.
It's saving me the time that I've been, because people like, I didn't get my docs. I said, that, see that email. So for whatever reason, my notification was off. And it wasn't because I had my emails. Every time I get an email, I get a text, a notification on my phone. Well, I don't know what happened. Google, whatever, wasn't working. And then I'm getting phone calls. Terry, did such and such get docs? I'm like, yeah, let me check. I didn't get no text. And then whatever reason I wasn't getting, I said, you know what? So for peace of mind, so now with this, the time it saves me, just, I can't even put a price on it. I can't put a price on it. And now with all our partners, because now what I'm about to do with this, because I do just like he was doing, what's my man, Keith. So I do updates. So I figure out, hey, that tag don't work. So when Bridget was talking about custom values, I was trying to custom value everything. I'm like, custom value tags. So you just put this in, I was going to custom. But then I found out with, tags, you can't custom it because now I'm looking at my tag and I'm like, then the number, because I'm using people's cell phone numbers as the identifier for each partner's portal. So now what happens when they fill out a form, this exact same form is in their system, I'm putting a copy contact, and then as the identifier is just tagging them with their phone number. So when it comes into our system, I got a master copy of everybody's stuff with their phone number. So now the only thing I got to do is figure out who that is. I just put the phone number and I got them all categories in a folder by their number. So now when I put that number, it pulls in Greg. So I ain't got to figure out who phone number is who. So that phone number comes in, Greg name is associated with that number, and it pulls Greg to who I'm looking at, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so.
You just gave me a proud mama moment again.
So it was like.
Last year, this would have sounded like Spanish to you.
Yeah. I'm truly blessed. And this going to make us, we just closed a $3.5 million deal on in the system. So it's starting to come together. And we was looking at DocuSign, and I'm like, I can make it work as long as anything, as long as there's something have an API, I'm not even worried about it. I'll make it'll work with our system. So I got a couple other outside companies that we're working with. I said, as long as you got an API, we got it. If you don't have no API, I can't work with you. Right. Oh, as far as the Zap or whatever, but and then if it's so complicated, I have my support team, which is my community.
Yeah,
you guys part of my support team. To figure it out, be like, all right, Charles. Yeah, what's that number? Let me show you something, man. But Charles, I'm working with another insurance person, and I'm like, look, I showed them your site, and it was like, I said, hey, We got you.
Mhm.
I said, it won't be exactly like this, but I
Mhm.
want you to get a feel of what you might want. So
Mhm.
he was like, can we do that? I said, oh, yeah, we can do anything. This is
Right.
all things is possible when it comes to what we have here. So we're the experts. So
See,
that's
you guys, I love this. I love this Charles Terry thing going on here because, and you guys can really, this is a great example, right, of utilizing the people in your network because you guys are, while you're working on the same thing, the same like platform, you have different audiences, you have different clients and customers, and you can partner with each other and really help each other to get customers by referring one another. It doesn't even have to be like an affiliate thing. It's just a mutual respect thing of like, I know someone who's in finance or I know someone who's in solar. And then you can build that partnership. There's so many opportunities for you guys and to partner with one another. It's really, really important. And it's such a great asset that you have available to you.
Yeah, and Bridget, appreciate everything you do as well. So I love our community. I talk about it all the time. So I'm like, hey, so now I'm just really it's starting to trickle into my own community with my solar guys. And now I do my calls with them. And it's pretty exciting. It's pretty
And they're like,
exciting knowing where I came from. Wow.
$1 million here, $1 million there. You're going to be something pretty quick.
We're working on it. We're working on it, Ray, and it's just exciting to give back. And so now my whole objective, I didn't went and change my whole Facebook profile. It's all congruent now, and it's really just giving back, right? Just giving back. Knowing I looked at this process, and I was like, man, I didn't came full circle, and knowing where I'm at, it's not work for me. It's fun, just like what I just shared with you. It's more of okay, a puzzle. So I'm just like what Bridget was talking about. I couldn't let it go because at first I couldn't figure it out. I went to sleep, came back, woke up, and got back on it. And I'm like, okay, well, now it's working. So yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty
that's a good explanation. It is like a puzzle. It's like there's a solution. You just have to figure out how to get there. And that's the fun part. If you don't enjoy that kind of thing, you're not going to be very successful in this.
and
Because
and
it's
I,
all
it,
troubleshooting.
and the thing is, I was telling the person, I was like, ever since I was little, I've been taking things apart and bringing it back. On Christmas, I take a $6 million man. I don't know if anybody know that. That tells my age, but I had that $6 million man now, and I took it apart. And I tried to put it back together, it didn't work. So I used to take all my toys apart and put them back together. And my mother was like, it's a brand new toy. Why did you do that? I said, I figured I could do it. But I
Yeah.
can't get this one because the rubber bands, I don't have the tools to put his arm back, so he armless.
Hey, but you figured out the inner workings. And you know what? Playing is different for all people.
Yeah.
I play
Yeah.
with HighLevel all day long. You may play with your toys a little bit different, but playing is playing, right?
Yeah, true. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So
Cool. I'm super
I
excited
love
for
our
you, Terry.
space.
Good job.
When
Good
you
job.
when you guys grasp that concept of putting the custom field inside of the custom value, it's going to change things because now you can have a form update the custom value. It'll click. I'm gonna keep saying
It already
I
clicked.
grasp it.
Yeah, I got you. Because from an onboarding perspective, like, boom, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was some Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Obi-Wan.
literally did that in my brain just now.
Okay.
Yeah, Terry caught up. I just seen it. I just
I
said,
like that.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go play with that one.
Yeah. We doing that. We doing that tonight.
I know. Me too. Me too. I'm gonna have to see how I can utilize that in many different ways. Is there
On
anything
my
else that I can help you guys with before we go today? No?
I'm good. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
all so much for joining me. As always, I enjoy our conversations. And I appreciate your time. I hope you have an awesome weekend. What's that face, Charles?
He said custom fields and the custom values.
I know, right?
You had
Why
me
he do that,
custom
Charles?
field.
He
I
just
don't
dropped the
understand.
mic on. He just dropped the mic on him.
I know, right? It's like, okay.
Enjoy playing with your custom fields and custom values, you guys. I'm excited to hear how all of you guys are using it. It's a great example. It's like one thing, but you will all use it in different ways. So it's
Right.
really exciting to hear how you use that. So good tip. All right, guys, have an awesome weekend, and I will see you all on Monday when I share with you the solution that I found for that snapshot. Today, I am going to show you how you can become a visionary reseller inside of our program. I'm also going to show you how you can actually join for free. Before I go too deep into all of that, I want to show you everything that you get so that you know if this is the right program for you. Okay. Now, first of all, what we do is teach you how to earn reoccurring income as a software reseller. The basis of our program is on HighLevel, right? So you do need to have a HighLevel account. If you don't have one yet, again, I'm going to show you all of that stuff, all the plans and options to join in just a minute here, okay? But first, I want to show you, as a member of our reseller program, we are going to give you software that you can white label. This software is actually powered by Play. It is an AI generated advertising platform. You can advertise on Google, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Google Display, Snapchat, message ads, Facebook ad, call ads, Google call ads. You can actually run one ad and run to all the Google networks. You can run Bing ads, Spotify ads, and even local search ads. We even have an option where you can send direct mail. Okay. Now, this is how you want to, this is how your clients are going to be able to advertise, but also you, okay? You want to be able to use this for your business. If you're brand new to software reselling, you definitely want to use the tool before you start reselling it, okay? So you definitely want to be using one of your accounts. You don't have to be a reseller, but you definitely will have licenses that you can resell. And also, we're going to give you the ability to white label this platform. You can see here, this is just a made up brand here. If we click on clients, you'll see that you get this client invite link. That's how your clients are going to create an account. You can just add that right to your HighLevel dashboard. You'll see you can add your own domain to this. You'll have your agency admin account, and then you'll see your clients listed here. If you want to change the logo and the name of your system, and even like the login page, you can create that, and you can even put your own privacy link and things there. Now you'll see this option here that says add white label help center. Of course, you want to uncheck this box if you have your own, but if you would like to use our support team and our gray label knowledge base, you'll see up here, you and your clients will be able to click here. It'll go right to the gray label meaning it's attached to a domain that is not attached to a business. This is updated for you periodically. And then also, if you see here, you do have the all the articles there and all of that stuff. And if your clients do need to contact support, they can do that as well. Okay. So now you see here the home. So you'll have the home page where all of your accounts, obviously your dashboard, you have the advertise tab here, and you have the creative hub. So if you did want to create an ad from a template, you could do that just by importing it, or you could create your own custom ad here. Now, I can't go too deep into this without showing, an account that has the ad accounts connected rather. And you can see how easy this is to do. You just click connect and then you get logged in. Okay. Now, this is what it looks like in a live account, okay? So you'll see here that this is what your dashboard will look like. You'll see all of the different conversions. This is what makes this so great, because not only is AI creating the ad, but AI is also optimizing the ad so that you can make sure that your ad spend is going to the best performing ad. So when you place your ad, it'll tell you like day one, here's basically it's meeting the guidelines. It was approved. After a week, it's going to check the ad and make sure that you are at the correct benchmarks. You can even see an article here about benchmarks as well. You'll see when you scroll down the ad spend, the clicks, and so on. What I love about this is even if you have never run ads before, you can still create really productive, effective ads. And all you need to do is just utilize the AI ad, the optimization that we have here inside of the platform. Okay, so you can tell here the cost per click is that meeting benchmarks? You know, you may not know if you've never run ads before, but you'll be able to see here, for example, this one is 39 cents per click. And it tells us if this is Google Display or Facebook or Google Search or YouTube, what we should expect for, you know, typically like the benchmarks we're looking for. Same with the click-through rate. You'll see your conversions and all of that stuff, and then also the CPM. You'll be able to break down the headlines that AI creates for you and even a location, and then you can see your an overview of your ad, and if you did need to pause it, you could do that, okay? Now, when you are creating an ad, like I said, you just simply, let's go to the template library, and let's choose like healthcare. And let's say that we wanted to import this ad. So let's just go ahead and import this. And we'll click here to create the ad. Oops, let's go back here. Actually, let's go to advertise. Let's go to Facebook. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to create the ad from the template. I'm sorry, I can't show everything, but so you'll see here that this is the goal of this ad campaign is conversion. We type in our website, click create new ad, and then it's going to choose all of this stuff for us. Okay, of course, we can give it a name. We can choose the AI targeting, or we could actually click here and then choose our own like lookalike audience or our own list of contacts, the location. We could use the content that it gives us, or we could actually click here. We could use like the Shutterstock info or the images rather, or we could upload any of these things and use them as well. You will be able to access the Shutterstock images, and it will remove the watermark once the ad is placed. You'll see down here that the AI will actually generate all of the content for the ad and even the headlines. But if you did want to create your own, of course, you could just toggle that over. And then you want to choose your budget, of course, your call to action. Okay, so that's really how easy it is. And then you just watch your ad and, you know, make sure that it's meeting benchmarks. Okay, super, super cool, super easy. All right. Now, of course, when you get access to your own white label AI ads manager, you're going to need a website, you're going to need automations and all of that, and we have set that up for you. So if you wanted to resell only the AI ads manager, you can see we've given you 2 funnels that you can choose from. This does import into HighLevel. That's why you need to have an account. And you'll see these colors here that are like blue, there's an orange. These are all changed when you complete onboarding, and it will all be your brand colors. Even, for example, let's go back here to this one. This one is my favorite one. Let's go back. AI ads 1. And you'll see here all of the images and everything that that change with those brand colors. Okay, so we have all the different websites. So if you only wanted to change the if you only wanted to sell the AI ads manager, okay, you could do that separately. Now that's really, it's such a great like lead magnet to your HighLevel agency. In addition to your value ladder, maybe you want to add services and things like that. You'll also see here that we give you a HighLevel agency website. And the purpose of this is to help you combine your white label AI ads manager with your HighLevel tools. Like you can see all of this gets updated when you complete the onboarding. We use custom values, like all the orange color and blue color, all of that gets updated, even the images. That's what I was trying to show you earlier. But you'll see here that the purpose of this website is to sell your agency. That includes HighLevel tools and your AI ads manager. So we have here, convert more leads into sales. We have info about the AI ads manager. Then we talk some about the HighLevel tools. And remember, this is in combination of one entire business. Okay, we're not just doing these separately. This is you creating a HighLevel agency that stands out among everyone else who's creating, who's reselling HighLevel. You'll see these are just some sample plans. You can charge, make whatever you want to. But basically, you'll see the goal is like the unlimited AI ads manager. So you're just going to add this to your HighLevel dashboard in the custom menu link. And then that's all you need to do, right? Everything else is set up, whatever your membership plans are for your HighLevel account. Okay. So you can make this whatever you want. Like I said, this is just guidelines. Lots of people ask me about prices. We all have different businesses and different structures and different offers. So you really need to be thoughtful. And when you are creating your own business, of your costs and what you are offering. So your prices are going to be different than someone else. Okay. So that's the basic premise of that website there. Okay. Now, of course, we do have like all of the automations in here for you. And like I said, it's really easily customizable. Our onboarding will walk you through the whole process, but you'll see here when you go to the custom values and you go into our branding folder, that all you need to do is add your primary color, the logo, light and dark, secondary, and a third color. When you add this information, it's going to update all of the websites in the entire account. Okay. And you'll see, if I go back to sites here, go to websites, you also receive all of these AI scripts. These are combined into one website, but it is like a standalone page that you could use for like lead magnets or whatever. And of course, the purpose of that is to lead into your AI ads manager and your HighLevel tools or whatever your offer is. Okay. So those are included as well. And all of those included with the funnel, those all get updated with your brand, all three of these as well, the folders, when you complete that onboarding there. Okay, so complete done for you system. It takes most people about 15 minutes to get the whole system set up. Now, we're also going to throw in the unlimited AI tools that we have available. And you can see a lot of people just use these. You can embed these into your HighLevel agency if you want to, but it is branded Vision. Okay. So your clients will see Vision. If you don't mind, that's okay. If you did want to white label these tools yourself, you can sign up for a FormWise account and do that here, but you do get unlimited access to all of these things. What most people like using here is the prompt improver tool. Also the terms of service, which really you need a tool like this because everyone's terms of service will be different. And so this helps you formulate those terms of service according to your specific business, and also privacy policy generator, cold email script generator. There's also an A2P compliance prompt that will help you, make sure that you're approved, because if you do apply for A2P compliance, then it's like $15 every time you get rejected. So you definitely want to make sure you're using something to help you with that. Now, also, we're also going to give you a user account of our Vision Social Autopilot tool. Now, what's super great about this is you can train the AI tool to know about your business, and it's real easy to do that. You just click here and you can just free form type. If you already have like a brand report that you want to use, you can just click here to upload that document. You can also, once you've completed all of that, you can make sure to fill out this information, add your brand color, secondary color, brand voice, any images that you have, maybe images of you or your logo or something, and then you have the product images. Because what's cool about this tool is you can connect all of your social media accounts, and you can see which ones you can connect. So Facebook, Google Business, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. You can connect all of those to the social media planner. And once you train it about your business, you can actually just create a campaign. So I'll show you how easy this is here. You can choose videos or images. So let's go ahead and just choose that. And then we'll say Facebook and Instagram. This is the campaign we want to create. We could choose all of those, but I'll just go ahead and choose those. You could say, I want to create 4 weeks of content and I want 7 posts each week, and then when you want to start the campaign. Okay, now I'm going to back out of this because I already have one, but you'll see here when it generates the campaign, it's going to use your brand colors, your logo, your website, and it will even swap out some of the content to be based on your brand. Okay. It will also swap out this content. So it's not just creating the actual post content, it's also creating the graphic, and it's scheduling the post on the platform that you told it to schedule on. Okay. Now, what makes this different than most other tools is that it's already connected. The posts are created, not just the content. I love that. And then once you're happy with this, and of course, if you did need to edit, it's really easy. You just click there to edit, and you have all this, these options here. But once you're happy with it, you can either export it to a CSV or you could publish it. Exporting is great if you're working with clients, just content, you don't want them to know anything about the tool, you could do that. But regardless, you can publish, and then you literally can create like 150 posts in 5 minutes. Okay. There's honestly no better way or faster way to generate custom content on your social media platforms. Okay. So you're getting a user account of our AI ads tool. You're getting of our unlimited AI tools. You're getting a user account of our social autopilot, but you do have the ability to resell the white label AI ads manager under your own brand. Okay. Now, when you get access to our membership program, you're going to get login credentials for our membership area. Okay. Very first thing you want to do is start here. You're going to read that. It's going to tell you everything I'm getting ready to tell you. Okay. So open office hours, Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do live training. It is broadcast everywhere. But after the training, just like today, you can actually click here and join in the Zoom room. It's not live broadcast, but that's where our community meets after the training. So you can click here to join us there. Also on Fridays, we do a group live coaching session. It is broadcast everywhere. And if you want to join in the Zoom, do that as a member of our reseller program. If you need to contact us to submit a support request, you can do that here. And then if you needed to check out any of the coaching replays, you can do that here. And then here is where you're going to access your social autopilot plan that you get when you sign up, and then also use the content AI tools. Okay. Now, over on the side here, if you need to check out any of the training or any previous things that we've posted about our tools, you can see here, HighLevel Agency. You just click there and it will actually sort the posts so that you're seeing all the ones relevant here. Okay, so our AI ad content tool, that is based on FormWise. Hey Levi, we do have an AI coach I have in my agency that's not included in your membership, your reseller membership program. But if you did want to resell, white label this, you can see all of the info there. And of course, our AI ads manager that's powered by Play, you can check out all of the training there as well. Okay. Now here inside the learning tab is where you're going to find your onboarding. So most people are HighLevel agencies, and you want to click here and you want to submit or complete all the different steps here. So it starts from very basic, like if you're a brand new agency, how to get your account set up, how to load the Snapshot in there, connect your Stripe account, and all those things. If you just want to use the AI Ads Manager for your own business, you can just fast forward to step 12 and then just complete the, getting the actual AI Ads Manager set up, and you don't need to complete any of this other stuff until you're ready to resell. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to show you is the additional courses here. So the HighLevel overview, you can click there and learn everything you ever wanted to know about HighLevel. I do have a 3-day workshop that I did with HighLevel. You can check that out here, and the bonuses are there as well. You can access our Zoom support here. There's a course about how to start a restaurant agency business with HighLevel. You can also get 500 free leads. We have an additional AI software that you can use to do that. I do have a lot of snapshots here, some that I don't even list on the website, just because every time I do a training series and I teach you how to build an automated system for that, I always want to give you that. So you'll see our support ticketing system, multi-level marketing, cleaning business, restaurant, ordering system. We have a demo account, lawn care business, which honestly I think is my best one because I owned a lawn care business for like 8 years. This is what we actually used for our business. So honestly, I feel like that's my best quality one. The church snapshot, and then also the pharmacy snapshot. So you have all of those are just bonuses that you get inside of our program. Okay. And you'll also see we do have 3,000 plus Canva templates and all kinds of different niches that you can choose. You just import them directly into your Canva account. Even the free account is cool. You can do that there. Okay. So the next thing that I wanted to show you is the plans. Okay. So I showed you everything that you get inside of our program. Now I want to show you how you want to join. Okay. So if you are not a current HighLevel member, you do need to create an account to join our program. But if you use my link here, let me show you, you click the link, you'll get a 30-day free trial of any of the plans. If you are a current HighLevel member and you want to upgrade to SaaS, you can actually choose this option here. Okay, so this is for new members and you will get like a bonus boot camp that's included. And then this is for current members who want to upgrade to SaaS. Now, if you're a current member wanting to upgrade to SaaS, you do not need to change your sponsor. It doesn't change your account in any way, except you're upgrading through me, which means your original sponsor and I will split the commission. So your account, you don't even really see any difference in your account. It's just now you have all the SaaS features and all of that. And then you also will get a free membership in our program. Okay, so let me go back here and explain that deeper to you. Okay, so new members upgrading to HighLevel SaaS. Okay, if that is you, you want to use this option here and you will get everything that you see here for free. So this is the same as our starter plan. The difference is that you are either creating a HighLevel account, which your affiliate commission that I earn will pay for that, or you're upgrading to SaaS through me using this link. And then again, your affiliate commission will pay for your membership. So you don't have to pay at all to receive anything that I just showed you. Okay, you're going to receive 5 licenses of the AI Ads Manager that is branded to you. You're going to receive our done for you system, the AI Ads white label support, live daily coaching, the Vision Social Autopilot, and also the Vision Content AI. You're going to receive all of that here for free if you create a new HighLevel account or you upgrade to SaaS through me. Now, if you're not interested in upgrading to SaaS, or you're already on the SaaS plan and you would like to join our program, you can join us directly using one of our MBA plans here. Okay, so the starter plan you get here, that is $97 a month. And again, this is through me. It is not through HighLevel. This would be through HighLevel. These plans are through me. Okay, so you can get the starter plan here if you don't want to upgrade or you already have HighLevel, and it's $97 a month. If you would like 10 AI licenses, okay, you can choose the $297 a month. If you would like unlimited AI Ads Manager licenses, you can choose the Pro plan, and it's $497 a month. Okay, now I cannot promise you that these prices will not change and that I won't add more value, because I historically I like to be famous for adding an extraordinary amount of value. So I can't promise you there won't be more value, and I can't promise you that the prices won't change. So if you're interested in signing up, definitely do that as soon as possible so that you can take advantage of all of the cool features that we offer. Okay. Now, you can sign up for this plan at highlevel.myvisionagency.com. You'll also see up here at the top my main website. You can go to myvisionagency.com and you will see it looks like this. You'll see the reseller program. When you click there, that's going to take you to this page here. Okay. You'll see all the things that you'll be able to receive. You'll also see that we have 72 5-star reviews. So if you want to see kind of what other people are saying, you can definitely check that out. Now, if you're just you don't think that you're ready to join at all and you're not really sure, you can always join our free community and kind of get a feel of what we offer and check all of that training out there. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Bridget Bartlett here, and I'm going to walk you through our all tools plan so you know exactly what you're signing up for. Okay. Now, first of all, we are software resellers. And so we have the ability to sign up for software and then we can resell it at massive discounts. And so this plan is going to include all of the tools that we have available. You cannot find this plan anywhere else for this low of a price. Okay. So you'll see here inside of the HighLevel account, which is actually our brand. Okay. So you're not signing up directly through HighLevel. You can't resell HighLevel. This is our brand that we're giving you an account of the HighLevel tools inside of our agency. Okay. So you'll see here, we have the launch pad here. If you follow these steps, you can make sure to get the app downloaded and get all those things connected. You have access to the dashboard. This can be customized. All you need to do is click there. You can add widgets and all of that and make sure that it is conducive to your business and you're tracking all of the things that are relevant to you. You have your conversations tab. This is where you're really going to work out of most of the things that I do every single day inside of HighLevel are in the conversations tab. This is where you are going to have one place where you can access all of your incoming, outgoing phone call recordings, text messages, emails, Facebook business page messages, Instagram, and so on. You can access all of that here. You even have access to WhatsApp if you decided to use that. You do have a calendars option in here, so you no longer need to have third-party calendar tools. You can do everything inside of here and all your automations and all of that inside the calendar option. You have the contacts tab, which you're going to be able to streamline and manage all of your contacts here. We have the opportunities board, which you'll be able to actually create automations and move them through your sales pipeline. You also have the payments tab where you can connect whatever payment gateway that you want to use. You'll see in the integrations all of the different options that you have available to connect to the payment gateway. So we really have something for everyone, regardless of what country you live in or what's available. So you can send invoices. You also can send documents and contracts. You can track all of your orders here. You can track your subscriptions. You can create payment links. You can track all of your transactions coming inside of your account, no matter where they're at, all of the products here. So you can create your own e-commerce store, adding your products and collections and your inventory. You have the ability to create coupons here. You can have your settings to where you are adding the taxes and sending notifications to your team and the shipping and delivery, and then the shipping origin. All of those things can be set here inside of the settings for all of your payments there. You also have the marketing tab, so you will be able to use the social planner. This is integrated with AI, so you can use AI to create your images and content. You also can create some beautiful email templates and send out email campaigns. You can track all of those here in the statistics tab. You have templates for snippets that you can use inside the conversations tab. You can create links that you can start automations. Basically, like if you send an email and they click the link and you want that to trigger an automation, that's basically what trigger links are. If you're interested in creating an affiliate program for your business, you can set all of that up here. You have all of this software that you can use for that. That alone is worth the price of admission. You do have an ads manager here. This is integrated into HighLevel. So if you're wanting to hire us, which is technically HighLevel, to create your Facebook ads and manage them, you can choose that option there. And then you also have the brand board so that you can set up your logo and your colors and all of that, and you and your team will be congruent with your brand. You also have the automations. Here is where you're going to create workflows, and you have basically, you have a trigger. So what do you want? What of these do you want to happen to make the rest of the things you build out happen? Like an affiliate's created or a new order or a payments received, or even we have an IVR option. So you all know what an IVR is. If you call a business and they say, press 1, do this, press 2, do that. That's what the IVR is. So you can see all of these options available to trigger the automation. And then to add a step to the workflow, all you need to do is click that plus sign and you can add any of these things as well. You can create very simple to very, very complex and advanced automations inside of the workflow builder here. You also have content AI. You can check out all of that. I have tons of training on all of this. You also have the sites here, so you can create funnels, websites. You can create an e-commerce store. You can track all of your analytics on your websites and store. You can create a blog. You can choose WordPress if you prefer that over the HighLevel builder. You also have access to a client portal. Here is where this is going to be the one link where they access all of your courses, your community, your affiliate management system. All of that will be inside of the client portal. You can create unlimited forms here and also analyze those form submissions and even track the submissions here. You can create surveys for your websites. And same thing, you can analyze and track the submissions. You can add a chat widget to your website. Even if you're using a website outside of the HighLevel tools, you can embed that into any website you want to. There is a QR code generator. So if you want to create QR codes for your video content or for printed materials, you can do all of that here. And then also we have the URL redirect option where you can redirect any of your domains, maybe affiliate links, things like that. You can create redirects here. Now going back inside of the HighLevel tools here, we have the memberships area. This is where you're going to create products and, of course, offers for those products. So, for example, if you have an offer that has A, B course, and then you have BC course is another offer, they will all be logging into the client portal I just showed you there. And then you will determine based on the offer what they actually have access to. You can create your community here. I'll show you my community in just a second so you can see it live, but you will be able to create unlimited communities there. And then also you can create certificates. So if you have a course and when they complete the course, you want to submit a certificate, you can do that there. You can customize the certificate. You can also add that to a workflow so that all of this is automated. You have a media storage file here. This is going to be where you're going to host your videos and your images and all of that there. You also have reputation management. So if you want to track your reviews, you can also send review requests and all of that. And even answering the review can be done by AI. So many cool things. So you can track all of that there. You also have the reporting tab so that you can check on your Google ads, Facebook ads, the attribution report, call report, agent report, and appointment report. All of that can be found here. You also have access to the app marketplace. So if there is a third-party tool that you need for your specific business, you can check that out there. You also have the mobile app here as well as in the Launchpad. So if you did want to invite a team member to download the mobile app, you can just search that there. You have the onboarding area. Okay, so this is where my agency stands out among everyone else who's reselling HighLevel. Okay. This is what, if you create a HighLevel account through anyone, you're going to get basically all of these things. But when we get to onboarding, this is where my HighLevel agency is different from everyone else's. So you will have the ability, if you choose the all tools plan, you will get a free 1-hour onboarding. A member of the team will make sure that you have your domain connected, you have your email situated and connected your email sending domain, and then also walk you through the process of creating a business phone number and just answer any questions that you may have. If you're interested in finding out when our coaching is or your account or even support, you can check these options out there. You'll also see up here is where you want to contact support. If you need help, you can message or even send an email. And there's also a library here of tutorials and things that you can check out that may help you. Also, my community here, you can see this is a HighLevel community. So this is what it looks like when it is complete. Let me go into the one that you'll get access to with this plan. Of course, the first thing you want to do is check the start here. That's going to explain to you where to find everything. But just to quickly let you know, if you did decide that you wanted to become a reseller of our tools, you don't have that ability as an all tools plan member. You do need to join our reseller program if you wanted to do that. You also can join our open office hours Monday through Thursday. You can access our knowledge base here, and you can also access our live coaching replays. You can check the learning tab here for any of the courses that may help you with your business. And of course, if you have questions and things, you can reach out to our team here by simply clicking this box and then asking your question. Okay. We also have the content AI here. This is 60 plus prompts that are using ChatGPT. What's cool about this is you do have the ability to generate, Facebook captions, and most people will use things like cold email script generator. All you need to do is click whatever tool you want and answer the questions, click submit, and then you will get content, example, cold email. here. Okay. You see there are 60 plus tools that you can use, like a welcome series email, a website copy generator, and so on. Okay. Also, something else a lot of people use is the terms of service generator and privacy policy generator. Okay. Now, moving on to the AI coach. This is super cool because unlike the content AI, this actually allows you to teach the AI about your business. So basically, you just want to walk through this process, paste in the link to your website. It'll help you generate all of this content. So, who is your target audience? What is your brand persona? It'll actually create multiple personas for you depending on who you're trying to target. It literally creates your whole brand profile here in this area. And what makes this different than other AI tools is that once it learns about all of your brand, it helps you create that brand report. You can use that for other AI tools, but you can also use it to create any of these content generators here. And it's pulling this information based on what's in your brand report. So it's not just giving you your universal information like the content AI tools, it's actually giving you information that is catered towards your perfect customer, your buyer persona, and your specific business and offers. Okay, so you can see all of those options here you can use based on the trained AI. Now, the next cool tool that we have available is the social autopilot. So you can see here, obviously the first step you want to do is train the AI. You can even take the report that's generated from the AI coach and you can upload it here. You can also manually go through here and train the AI. What's cool about this, of course, you want to go through your brand voice, media, products, images, and all of that. But what's cool about this is you can connect all of your social media accounts, and I'll show you the ones that can be connected. And when you connect them all and you generate the content, you'll see all of the ones that can be connected here. And then you generate the content, you can actually just tell it how many posts you want for how many weeks, and it will generate this content. It will be branded with your brand colors, depending on the type of campaign you're creating. It could be original content. It could just be our standalone templates that are rebranded for your business. But you can see here that you can create them based on your business, or you could even be really specific and create it based on your product that you've added here in the brand context. Now, what makes this different is it's not only generating the content like the AI coach and the content AI, but it's generating the content. It's creating the actual post. You can see here, we created this for Instagram and Facebook, but it's creating the actual post, scheduling it for you. And then, of course, if you wanted to edit, you could do that here, and you'll see the options. It's a really good editor that you can use, change up anything that you want to change up there. And then once you're happy with the post, you just click publish and then you're good to go. You can literally create like 150 pieces of content in about 5 minutes. Okay, so super cool time saver. Now, the next thing is our AI Ads Manager that is powered by Play. This is a super cool, powerful platform that allows you to run ads like a pro, even if you've never run ads before. And you can see all of the different platforms that we can run ads through. We can even send direct mail campaigns. So if you want to send like a postcard to people who live in a specific area, we do have that option there as well. And you'll see it's super easy to create an ad. Typically what people do is go to the Creative Hub. They create, let's just say, Facebook ad here. And then all you need to do is paste in your website, click generate ad. It creates the copy. It automatically will choose AI targeting, but if you have a specific list that you want to use, you can just turn that off. You can also use the AI images and videos that come up, or you can just add your own. You also have the copywriter here, or you can choose your own custom content. So you can see all of this is generated just based on the website, the headlines and all of that. All you need to do is down here, choose your call to action. You could even choose a lead form if you wanted to do that. Once you've created your template, all you need to do is go to the Advertise tab, and you want to use your let's go back up there and I'll actually show you how you do that. So if I create my template here and I wanted to create this Google ad, for example, you'll see it's going to pull up from the template, and all you need to do is click create. Okay, so you'll see if you scroll down here that you just choose your budget, click create, and then that ad is going. Okay. To connect your platforms, you just click here. You're literally logging in. It's that simple to connect the platform. Okay. So those are all the tools that you get inside of the all tools plan. Now you can decide to create an account of the AI Ads Manager. That's just one user account. You do not have the ability to white label or resell or any of that. This is just one user account of our brand that you get access to inside of the dashboard. If you decide that you really only want the social media autopilot tool, you can also create one user account of that as well. But if you want access to any of the other tools, you do need to choose the all tools plan. Okay. You will not find a better offer or a better, more complete software bundle than combining all of the software that we've created. Plus, of course, we do provide our community here with 5,000 plus members that you will be able to communicate with and get support from, and all of those things as well, and our live coaching open office hours Monday through Friday. Okay, so thank you all so much for your interest in our all tools plan, and I look forward to working with you.